talking about Mercury is in retrograde. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but check this out.
Back it up, retrograde like Mercury. Do your little dance in them apple bottom jeans, but they out of season. If you got a man, why you text me on the weekend? Praying to the give me something to believe in. Play this for my fam, they gon' say that I need Jesus. Turn up with my demons, it's already too late, baby, by the time you read this. Poured up strong, this tequila got me in my feelings. Your butt in the head, like my name was Beavis. Blowing out the speakers, fuck a noise complaint, middle finger to police. Back it up, retrograde like Mercury. Do your little dance in them apple bottom jeans, but they out of season. If you got a man, why you text me on the week? Club too crowded, this shit weak.
You hungry?
Make the Uber drive through Mickey D's. 20 piece, please. Back to the crib. She throw it back like TBT. Legally Blonde on DVD. Then that brain was Ivy League. Come see me. Keegan Michael, she got the key. Trip expensive, love is free. She got the bag off PPP. I wanted sex, call it Sunny D. Not a joke, but it's tongue in cheek. Eggplant emoji next to the peach. Yeah, blah, 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 you know what I mean. Back it up. Retrograde like Mercury. Do your little dance in them apple bottom jeans, but they out of season. If you got a man, why you text me on the week?
Okay, but I still don't know what that means though. Like, can you break it down for me? Like is the planet like spinning backwards, or like I'm just trying to understand it. Like that's just why you were being weird. It was the planets, or okay, fine.
Hello. How is everyone on this messy Monday? Oh my gosh. Crazy. Thank you, Earth and Yep, for renewing your memberships. Appreciate you both. Hey, Queen Bella, Kate the Great, Nicole B. She's here for her extra popsicles. Casual Art said they subbed, liked, and they're baking cookies. Well, if you're baking cookies, ma'am, you got to bake them for the rest of the class. We're all going to need some cookies up in here. Okay, thank you. Hey, Spitfire. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Oh, especially if they're chocolate chip macadamia. Oh, you're killing us. Tony only supports creators with multiple protective orders against them now. Well, we loved you while you were here, Tony. Thanks. Hey, Kate the Bestest. Soup. Cat's Eye. Let's see. Whispers in the Shadows. That is a scary picture, but like beautiful scary. Love it. Hey, Petunia. Hey, Hope's Echo. Desiree. Michelle E. I was getting the little one ready for bed. I don't know. There might be others live. There's probably a lot more interesting stuff than I'm going to have, but I'm so glad y'all are here. So glad. Oh, wait. My phone's buzzing already. What is going on? Oh, it's just my kid. We're good. We're not in trouble yet. Let's see here. Oh, message from the hubby. Oh, his buddy had a friend. His friend had a baby. He sent me a picture. So cute. Oh, okay. Hey, Pixie. Good to see you, love. Cocoa Puff. Rockabit made it back. Hey, Parody Patty. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Hope you're well. Oh, Michelle's dog's giving you the side eye. We love a good side eye. I want me a protective order. All the best creators have them now. I guess so. Oh, it's all good. Thank you, though. The Captain Lee fan and Batman. Nice to meet you. Popcorn and M&Ms. Trevor Lee is in the house. I hope you brought all your sass. And Camel Geeks. Okay, guys. Let's start it out today. Listen, I had a lot of stuff to do, and I did none of those things. I researched all day. I don't know. When I have such an inquisitive mind that when I want to know something, I just go and go and go and go and go until I know it. Um, I don't know all the things in this one yet, but I want to share with you guys what I found out. Hey, Remy. First, I do want to say I we have made several donations. I haven't put the receipts out on my membership tab yet. I've just been lazy. Sorry, that's on me. Not lazy. I've just been busy with other stuff, unfortunately. But we have purchased, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Over 25 items for kids for back to school. I don't know if I have the exact total. I might have done some more after that. But over 25 items. I tried to do like between $35 and $40 per kid. And I have a little bit of money left over. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. I might roll it into next month or see what else pops up. But definitely you guys will get the full receipts on that. But it's so nice. Yeah. So we did a really Oh, Grandma Nini. I'm so glad. So glad they got the backpack. Most of them I think have been shipped, and if they haven't been delivered yet, they're probably coming soon. I know that there was a couple still lingering, might have had a little bit longer shipping times, but for the most part, most of them are shipped and delivered. Oh, Mama J, we're so glad you're here. I heard it was icky today. I know, I almost put icky Monday, and then I was like, no, no. All right, take the joke pretty far, time to let it go. Who knew icky was such an offensive word? Dang. But it is apparently. Hey, Music City Mom, good to see ya. I would stay, but you was icky. You just tired, rock a bit. What'd they say? Hey, Bendy. That's what I strive to do as well. I strive for that as well. Gonna be first on the party and the last to leave, even after to put toothpicks in my eyes. Oh, love that. Hey, that Michelle. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. This dude's welcome to the show. Oh my gosh, what is with that? Hey, hey, ho, ho. I mean, I know they knew it, but it's like they were trying to make some sentences fit that didn't fit. And I was like, why are we doing this? Why? Oh. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who gets into rabbit holes, but I'm like that with everything. Like, oh, we're gonna remodel the house. Guess what? I'm gonna learn all the shit that there is to know about DIY. Like, I get into it with everything. It's just my personality, I suppose. Um, No, it's not. I don't feel good about myself. It's all the members here. That's why I'm letting them know because they're the one, it's their money. Like they're the ones who bought memberships or donated memberships. And 100% of the revenue from the memberships goes to a different charity every month. But it's not my money. That's their money. That's the money that every single member in here or those who donated memberships contributed to that. So I just want them to know what an awesome thing that they have done this month. Icky's offensive, Jenny. Icky is. I don't know what's going on here in the chat. I'm trying to figure it out. So what did he say? Sell before it's Betty Sue. Oh gosh. Trevor, you are on one tonight. I love that side. Oh, see? Thank you, Amethyst Wolf. Thank you for donating those. And every last penny that she just donated, it's going to go to something different next month. And she knows that. So, yeah, it's not about me at all. Oh, a bird research hole. Oh, I thought a bird would be good. They're noisy. My great grandma, and she was more like my grandma than my great grandma. She lived to be 98 and lived on her own the whole time. And she had this room with was it like 8 birds in it. It was like a little room in the side of her house. That's where all her birds were. And I just remember every time we go into her house, like those birds just talking and a squawking and a talking and a squawking. Oh, I don't think I could do that. But some people love them. Some people like adore their birds. So don't send me any bird hate emails. I don't want it. I'm not going to reply to it. I'm not shading you bird lovers out there. I'm just saying it gave me a headache as a child. I couldn't imagine it. Oh, enjoy the bushes, Amethyst. Thank you so much for that. You're afraid of birds. Would one be? I don't know. Maybe one wouldn't be so bad, but yeah, it might not be. If you're a bird lover in the chat, let Soup know if one bird would be horrible. It probably depends on the type of bird. Hey, Robin. Hey, Chasing. Okay. So I want to go through what I found first, and then I'll drop the link and do an open panel because I do know I did put that in my description. But what I'm going to do first is go through some of this reward information. Hey, Lady K. Good to see you, love. So when this dropped this morning, the the missing poster from the FBI and a $50,000 reward, I was intrigued. I was definitely intrigued, especially considering, the verbiage that they used on there. And I think a lot of people were. Let me share this real quick. You guys, it clicked a different website I have open. You guys don't want to see what yarn I'm looking at right now, do you? Okay. So this is what was shared first thing early this morning. I have a suspicion that this is probably the information that they had for Seth Rogers last night and said, we'll share it with you tomorrow. So I think it probably went down a little differently than, maybe what he thought. I don't know what he thought, but I'm guessing this is the information that was coming to the family about Sebastian's case. And it's the same as his Amber Alert poster for the most part. I mean, there's a few differences. The weight is slightly different. The outfit, I was listening to Dutchie earlier. I agree with her. She got, the shirt kind of wrong. It is just, he was seen in a black long sleeve shirt that had some sort of picture on the front and black track pants with a white stripe down the side. But I mean, let's not split hairs. They did a pretty good job here. But they're also offering a $50,000 reward for him. And that was new information. And I was like, wow, I had not seen, or at least I hadn't thought I had seen the FBI offer a reward like this during a case. And then as I've done more research and others have pointed it out to me, I knew of a handful of the cases where rewards were offered by the FBI. So, and I'm going to go over some of those. But my first thing was, why? Like, why now? Why 6 months later are they offering a $50,000 reward? And I will say, in all the research I've done, $50,000 seems to be the highest number for a missing minor. I only did research on missing minors. And I have only found 3 in total, including Sebastian's, where the amount was 50,000. Most of them are 5, 10. There's a couple 25s. There was a 40,000. But for the most part, out of all the ones I researched, 50,000 only popped up 3 times total. So I don't know if there's anything behind that. I don't know what their criteria is. But trust me, I tried to figure it out, what their criteria was. But I couldn't find anything concrete on that. I'll read you what was sent to me in a second. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Let me think. Tia real quick. She gifted a membership and became a member. Thank you so much for that, Tia. I really appreciate it. And see, hopes that's where I started out with. Is a reward a normal thing for them to offer? I didn't feel like it was, and I still don't necessarily feel like it is. And I'll get into why I think that. They don't do it for all of them. They do not offer a reward The FBI specifically does not offer a reward in all of their missing cases. So, what makes them choose to put a reward out there? That's what I want to know. Because the case is all about money. But it's not to the FBI. It's not to law enforcement. I don't think it's all about money to law enforcement. I don't believe at all. Can y'all be chill in the chat? Like, just be, hang on, let me find it. Just be cool. Don't be uncool. That's like the only rule. Where's our thing? Can't even find our overlay. Yeah. Just, I know it's the rules for the mods, but it's for the chat too. Be cool. Don't be uncool. But, okay, so Gemini, you were surprised by the reward as well. I do hope it leads to answers. I have found a couple instances where a reward, I don't know that the reward led to answers, but a couple instances where the FBI offered a reward and the child was recovered. I've also found a couple instances where the FBI offered a reward after the missing person was already recovered. So they were offering it for information in those cases. So there's just a lot. Okay, I was going to, but I wasn't gonna throw you out there like that. But thank you. The info, some of the info I'm gonna read in a second comes from the officer in Memphis. Enjoy the bushes, Earth. See, I think that's a possibility. I think that's a possibility. You know, I don't necessarily. I feel like I'm picking on you, Music City Mom. I'm not. I promise. But I love your comments because they are very thought provoking. I don't think rewards necessarily help in cases. Let me make this a poll. Just because I personally don't think they do, I wonder what everybody else thinks. So let me make that a poll before I move on to the stuff I found for you guys. Let me find myself here. Okay. Do rewards. I'm just curious as to what you all think about that. Yeah, here's what Trevor shared with me earlier. This came from the public affairs officer at the Memphis field office. The FBI offers monetary rewards to incentivize the public to come forward with tips and information when they have information that law enforcement is seeking to further an investigation and keep the public safe. And that was the basic answer I got from a friend that I was trying to push for more info. And no offense to my buddy and to Elizabeth Webb. I'm like, bullshit. There's a marker. There has to be a marker. There has to be something that they hit when covering a case that, leads them to be like, okay, we're going to add a reward to this now. I just, especially when I start going through some of these cases that have rewards versus not having a reward, you're going to be like, well, wait, why doesn't that one have one? So there has to be something that they hit, like some criteria that they hit to offer that reward, in my opinion. But the FBI is saying, no, that's not it at all. Hey, Tater. That's a possibility. That's a possibility, Trevor. And it might be more so with the FBI than just your common everyday reward. Maybe that, like, hey, we've got this. And if we kind of dangle this out here on the hook, maybe some people will buy it. I think a reward depends on the case and it's blah 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 blah. Can't speak tonight. Specifics, yes. Yeah, they might be stalled. The FBI did not have a reward for summer. YouTubers put together well, not YouTubers, sorry, my bad. YouTubers did a marathon and added money to the reward fund, but a local organization put together a reward fund for summer, and then several people donated. And I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it got up to $70,000. So one of the things that I heard today, and it was even in a video I shared from Carrie Moody, which was a great video. great video. But one of the things that she touched on in there, and then I was listening to Nonsense earlier and she was playing JLR. Don't even get me started on that shit. But Magnolia was gone into this about like, this is a kidnapping case. And I was talking with Johnson about this a little bit earlier, and I guess other people are now kind of latching on to this being a kidnapping case because when you click on the Twitter link, it takes you to the FBI page and it says kidnapping at the, or yeah. Has anybody else heard this going around from others? And you don't have to drop their names or anything. I'm just saying, like, have you guys heard this new rumor that, oh, it's a kidnapping case because the link has kidnap in it? They typically will not offer a reward if another reward has been offered privately. Yes, you did share that with us. Hey, Dutchie. Hey, Vet Girl. Good to see you. The word those wonder if one of those would flip for 50K. It's possible. Yeah, so that's what I've been hearing a lot. Let me show you what happens. And I don't know why people, it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. When you click on the tab from the Twitter link, the X link, whatever you want to call it, it takes you to the FBI link. And yes, it does say it's their most wanted section, the FBI's most wanted section. As you can see here, I don't know if you guys can see the top of my screen. No, you can't see the top of my screen because it's only sharing the tab with you. So in the link bar, it says FBI.gov/wanted/kidnap/ Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And so that's where a lot of people were getting this new conspiracy that, oh my gosh, it says kidnap in there. Well, when you come to the FBI page, you're in the most wanted section right here. And even if you go back to the most wanted section, this is what they give you as choices: 10 most wanted fugitives, capital violence, terrorism, kidnappings/missing persons, parental kidnappings. Now, these are the parents that have kidnapped children. It's their pictures in there, not the kids. And then seeking info, when they're seeking information on something. So, yes, in the address bar, it does just say, like right here, I'm clicked on just this whole page that has everybody's image. And it is titled FBI.gov/wanted/kidnap. So they just don't have kidnap/missing. Like, it's just how the link reads. So this is not indicative of it now being considered a kidnapping case. That's not what that means. And on their posters, I went through all of these missing persons, kidnapping persons. There's 121 that they have active right now. Let me grab my notebook. Let me see. There's only, hang on. I think there's only 2 that actually say yes. So on most posters, we're going to have like Sebastian's here. It says missing person at the top in red. But they do have some cases like Joshua here where it specifically states kidnapping. And then there's another one I found. Now I just went through the kids, so there might be some in the adults that have it as well. Let me see if I can find the other one real quick. Yeah, Melissa Fu. Kidnapping. But then when you hear some of these cases, it sounds like a kidnapping. I think law enforcement, no matter the agency, whether it's local, state, or government, they are very, very cautious about putting kidnapping on there unless a witness actually sees someone snatched or someone put in a car or something like that. I think that they title it with missing persons. They're very hesitant to label something kidnapping because some of these cases, it is clear that it's a kidnapping situation, but they're very hesitant to do that unless they have, some clear-cut facts. We're not causing any attention to trash channels right now. We're talking about this. So, anyway, when I went through all of these that were children, I found, let me see. Let me count real quick. I titled the ones that had rewards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 have rewards, active rewards. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27, 28 do not have reward. Or no, sorry, just 27. I counted that one wrong. So 19 have rewards and 27 do not. Like I don't know what their criteria is for it. So I want to go through some of these that are active, and then I'm going to show you guys some of the solved ones. And I do think that Joshua Garcia's is a really interesting one. I can't say Joshua Kashaba Sierra Garcia. That would be, I'm going to butcher names, so please bear with me. They're offering a $20,000 for information leading to the recovery, alive or deceased. He went missing. Does it have in here? He's born in 01. On August 12th, 2003, Joshua Garcia, an American-born child, was kidnapped into Mexico City, Mexico. He was last seen around 11 a.m. that morning. At the time of the kidnapping, Garcia was in the custody of relatives who had traveled to Mexico City to have Garcia baptized. During the kidnapping, Garcia's 14-year-old babysitter was murdered. After a series of ransom calls, a money drop resulted in the arrest of one kidnapper by Mexican law enforcement authorities, but Garcia has not been located. And see, like, this is where I don't know that the money has a criteria, because listen to all those details, and their reward is $20,000. Oh, I'm not sharing the tab. Sorry, my bad. I forgot when you click open on, it brings it into a new tab. So my bad about that, but I won't read it again. But you can see they did sketch age progression to 2 years, 4 years, and then to 21. Handsome. Oh, such a cute baby. I promise I will not go through all these because it would take a long time, but I will drop the link to the missing tab, the kidnap/missing tab. So now we know that's why that's on there. That doesn't necessarily mean that Sebastian was kidnapped. Okay, let me go back. I want to click on Dulce Alvarez's. They're offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to the whereabouts of Dulce Maria Alvarez. Again, forgive me if I'm butchering that. Additional reward money may be available. She was 5, was last seen on the afternoon of Monday, September 16th, 2019, while playing in the Bridgeton City Park behind Bridgeton High School in Bridgeton, New Jersey. Now, I actually knew about this case. This is one of those that when I was doing this research, I'm like, oh my gosh, someone had sent me this case not too long ago. And said nobody is giving this little girl attention, and it reminded her so much of Summer's case. This little girl was playing in a playground and went missing, and they did like a lot of searches, all sorts of stuff. It's a wild one. She was last seen wearing a yellow shirt with a koala on it. They have that picture here. It was on the koala's on the front. Black and white pants with butterflies and flowers on them, and white dress sandals. And they're also asking for anyone with photos or videos from that from Bridgeton City Park on September 16th to upload them to this site. And they did her age progression to 7 years. Again, another beautiful, beautiful girl. New Jersey. Sorry. Did you chasing? Oh, there's a couple of ones in here that, I mean, they're all heartbreaking. Don't misunderstand me. They're all heartbreaking, but there's a couple in here that are just. Yes, Elijah Vu has one as well. Hey, Lab, how's it going? Elijah Vu has one as well, and he also has an Amber Alert. And there are only, what, 2 active Amber Alerts right now? His and Sebastian's? Unless something has changed, I do believe. Right. It can be. It can be. It is it's such a can you show the sketch of the possible suspect? Oh, for Dolce, here, let me write that down and I'll look that up afterwards, and I will go go find it. It's not on the FBI page, but I will look for it. Look for possible suspect sketch. Okay. And then I want to go back and show you guys a couple that are like have no reward, just so you see what the difference is. Like this one here with Jessica, they believe that she's with her mom. On May 15th, 2024, Jessica Rojo. I'm horrible at Spanish. Listen to my kids laugh because they took Spanish all throughout high school, and they're pretty good at it, and they can roll their R's. I can't roll my R's, and so when I say like pico de gallo, they're like, no, mom, just stop. When we're in Mexico, I say like baños, they just die laughing. So forgive me, but I'm not going to read all these towns. She crossed into this town in Mexico from Laredo, Texas. Their last known location on May 15th was near the Monterrey, Mexico, the Nuevo Leon. I tried. At approximately 9 p.m., they were reported missing by a relative on May 28th, 2024. Jessica and her mom were driving a white Dodge Caravan with New Mexico license plates 609XBC. And so there are some cases where a reward is not offered. I just want to show you guys the difference. Like Lena, she's a FBI, has an F, and I still don't know what the difference is. Like, why did Elijah and Lena get an FBI missing poster, and why hasn't Summer? There are other kids too, but that one just comes to mind. So what's the criteria for being on the FBI, getting an FBI poster? Haven't figured that part out either, but Lena doesn't have a reward. I wanted to go to Brianna. She has a higher one. And remember, I talked about the money. And again, I don't think the money has anything to do with it. And that's why I want to read through them and show you. It's not necessarily, I don't think it's that the case is vastly different or something like that. And she's been missing. She was born October 8th, 1986, in Vermont. Brown hair, hazel eyes, 5'4". She was 105 pounds at the time of her disappearance, and she's a white American. Maitland has a scar on her forehead near her left eyebrow. The left nostril of her nose is pierced, and at the time of her disappearance, she usually wore a nose stud in it. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $40,000 for information leading to the recovery of Brianna Maitland. I do think that the verbiage that they use means something. But Brianna Maitland, then age 17, was last seen during the late evening hours of March 19, 2004, as she was completing her shift at a restaurant in Monterey, Vermont, a small town near the Canadian border. She left the restaurant in a green 1985 Oldsmobile 88 which was located later backed into the side of an abandoned barn about a mile away from the restaurant. Still nothing. And a friend that I was, kind of doing this research with earlier, her and I were talking, and we're like, "Ooh, what we need to do," and I just haven't had the time to fully do it yet, is when the case came out and when the reward was offered, like knowing the distance between those two. I think that that would be really, really interesting to find out. Yeah. Over 30 police officers were a part of the search who looked in the nearby woods but found nothing. Light-skinned Hispanic male, 5 to 8, and driving a red. Yeah, they actually do have a lot of. I just remember it from, like, looking it up at that time. Hey, nonsense. See, I didn't dig too deep into these cases outside of what the FBI posters have, so if you know things about them, kinda like Chasing is, please feel free to drop that in. Right, that's what I'm saying, Pixie. Recovery means something different. That girl thinks that the reward could be based off of economic stats on locations and possible persons or maybe persons involved, as it says up to 50K, right? It could be that, it could be based off of what that field office is, has allotted maybe? I don't know, I feel like there's just a lot that goes into that. Hey, Whoopi girl. There's a lot that goes into that, and it's gonna be hard for us as a civilian to suss out that information. Oh, let me see here. I showed you Melissa Foos, who it's labeled a kidnapping, so you can see that there is a difference between kidnapping and not and just missing person. I wanna go back to Tabitha Tutors, and I hope I'm saying her name right. She is one of the other ones that has a $50,000 reward. Remember, there was only 3, and only 2 of them are active. One of the other 50,000 reward is for a child that was recovered. I felt like I missed her, but maybe I didn't. There she is right there. So she was born on February 15th. Hey, that's my nephew's birthday, 1990. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the recovery of Tabitha Tutors and the prosecution of the persons responsible for her disappearance. Tutors has a birthmark on her stomach and a scar on her finger. Both of her ears are pierced. Tabitha Tutors was last seen early on the morning of April 29th, 2003 at her residence in Nashville, Tennessee. She left the house on her way to board the school bus, but never got on the bus and did not arrive at school. She has not been seen nor heard from since this time. Um, this one here. I'm gonna read you guys another one that when I was going through them, some of them just tugged on you, and this is one of them. Relisha, I'm not even gonna try her middle name. I'm sorry, baby girl. Rudd. She went missing in March 2014 in Washington, D.C. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $25,000 for information leading to the location and return of missing then 8-year-old Relisha Rudd. Weeks prior to Rudd being reported missing, she was known to be wearing a purple Helly Hansen brand winter jacket and pink boots. Law enforcement authorities are seeking information about the location of missing then 8-year-old Relisha Rudd. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $25,000. Authorities believe that Rudd was with 51-year-old Kahili Tatum. He was the janitor at the homeless shelter her family was living in. The Metropolitan Police Department confirmed on April 1st, 2014, that Khalid Tatum was found deceased in the area of Kenilworth Park and Aquatic Gardens in Northeast Washington, D.C. What happened was she was last seen with the janitor from that homeless shelter that she was living in with her family. The janitor's wife was found shot dead in a hotel room of a Red Roof Inn. Hang on, I got it over here on this page. I need to scroll up so I don't get it wrong. Yeah, the janitor's wife was found shot dead in a room at the Red Roof Inn, and the janitor was later found dead by a self-inflicted gunshot wound in the park. She was last seen on March 1st, 2014. They still have not located her. Like I said, some of them just kind of tug on your heartstrings, and her story absolutely did for me. Absolutely did for me. But for the most part, let me go back over here real quick before I go to some other ones that I want to show you guys. For the most part, if you go through the link, I'll drop it again, that you find on the FBI Kidnapped Missing Persons page, you can click on any of them, and it has all this information for you. A lot of them are older. A lot of these cases are older and still unsolved. It's heartbreaking. I just want to. Then I want to show you guys some resolved cases that I found. Now, this was a lot harder to find, the resolved cases, because that's not a tab that the FBI has on their website. And so I'm sure there's a lot more. And if you know of a resolved case that was once an FBI missing persons case, please feel free to put their name. We'll look it up. Let's start here with this one. This one is very, very recent. Just happened. A 14-year-old Utah girl has been found safe in Mexico after going missing more than 2 weeks ago. The FBI issued an arrest warrant for 31-year-old Antonio Moreno, who allegedly took Elizabeth Gonzalez and her 2 cousins, 6-year-old Sofia Moreno Zamero and 4-year-old Regina Moreno Zamero. Boy, that's tongue twisters. Without their mother's permission when he traveled from the United States to Mexico City on June 30th. So the FBI released a poster on this. However, they did not offer a reward for these 2 girls, but they were found, 3 girls, but they were found safe, and the one has been extradited back to her home in Utah. They're obviously leaving that out for her safety. But I just wanted to share this one with you because it was so nice to hear a positive recovery story. A positive recovery story. Let me grab a drink real quick, guys. This is another one that's pretty recent. It was last year. The Vancouver Police Department searched for a missing 8-year-old boy, and they found him a couple months later. Again, this is another one that did not have a reward, but I just wanted you to see another recovery. The FBI has now joined the Vancouver Police Department to search for an 8-year-old boy not seen for more than 7 months. Officers conducted a welfare check on June 17th, 2022 on Brudston John. The check, initiated by members of the community, was to confirm information about a criminal investigation. Detectives have tried to contact multiple family members to determine if John is with family or is missing. Vancouver police have also partnered with the FBI to assist in locating John. Such a cute little boy. Brudston's caregivers have not been forthcoming as to where his location is. They insist that he is not missing. Officials said family members have not provided investigators with information about John's location. John's grandparents, Mastorino, Machuo, I'm not even going to try these names. You guys can see them. Were John's last known guardians and persons of interest in the investigation and were charged with custodial interference last month. It was a community member who initiated a welfare check for John by putting up posters and sounding the alarm that he was missing and endangered. That one infuriated me. It wasn't even a family member. It's common that a caregiver of a child, if they don't know where the child is, would try to do everything they could to help locate the child, and that's not what we're getting right now. And the reason I thought this one was important to share is because I'm sick and fucking tired of everyone going on and on and on about how this parent's doing this and this parent's doing that, and they're not doing enough and they're not searching and they don't love them enough and blah, 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 blah. Completely different freaking scenario in Sebastian's case than what we see in these cases with these people who really don't care about their child being missing. Completely fucking different scenario. So I am tired of hearing she's not out there searching. You don't know what she's doing. But law enforcement are not out there saying these types of comments about her. It's just not happening. It's completely different. Law enforcement is saying they are being extremely cooperative and they are helping with their child's investigation. It's not the same as those that are saying, these type of scenarios where they didn't even report their child missing. Sometimes I just want to pull some of y'all that I really, really like, pull your heads out of your butts. I'm just saying. Oh, that would break my heart too, Emmy. That would break my heart. All right. We asked the public's help, and they're one of our best resources when it comes to finding those missing puzzle pieces to solve the case. We're so convinced someone out there knows what has happened or where he may be. It is unclear at this time whether John was even attending school. We're talking about an 8-year-old little boy here. He should have every advantage and opportunity that any other 8-year-old boy in this country has. So we want to find out where he is. His neighbors had to report him missing. His neighbors did. I can't remember what he was located. I don't know why I clicked on this report, but he has been since located. It just frustrates me. Let me try refreshing this. For some reason, it's not loading. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta research this one because this is the one I'm about to bring up is the other $50,000 reward. Sorry, I got outraged. I'm just sick of all the rhetoric that's going on and on and on. It's like half of you don't even know what you're talking about when you say that stuff. Okay, so this is Madison County boy found safe in Jacksonville after the Amber Alert was issued. So this is Brian Williamson, and thank you to the person who put this on my community tab today. Was 100 miles from home when someone dumped him on a dark West Side Jacksonville street early Monday. But the 7-year-old Madison County boy who was the subject of a Sunday Amber Alert was safe when he knocked on the door of a home near Hammond Boulevard and Jackson Avenue at 6:20 a.m. Authorities are still trying to find the person who apparently grabbed the boy 13 hours earlier, then dumped him about half mile north of the Ramona Boulevard exit to Interstate 10. Reunited with his parents a few hours later at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement office in downtown Jacksonville, Brian knew how to get help Monday morning. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office spokeswoman Melissa said, the woman at the home where he randomly ended up did the right thing too. She did exactly what she should have done. A little boy coming to her door and knocking. She actually knew there was an Amber Alert, so she was at a heightened alert for something like that. And someone taught this kid what to do. Reach right out. Don't just wander around. But while he's safe, the man who abducted him is still a mystery, as Madison Police Chief Ken Moore asked anyone with information to call in. We have poured over information in an attempt to identify a suspect. While we have received many tips, we have not yet confirmed the identity of that person, Moore said during an afternoon news conference. He did not give a description of the man, only that he was in a dark four-door sedan. He said Brian was shaken up, but did not say what the boy said happened. State law enforcement officials issued the Amber Alert about 8 p.m. It kind of goes on a little bit further. He went missing. Did it say it up here? If not, I wrote it down. So he went missing on April 18th and April 17th, was found April 18th, but again, it was like 12, 13 hours later. Later, it was on, I want to say I don't know why the other page that I had was a lot better page, but for some reason it's not pulling up. On Thursday, April 21st, a press conference was held by the FBI, and then they offered a $50,000 reward leading to the information about his abductor. So this is another instance where the reward was offered after the child was located, after the child was recovered, and it's more about the information. Another instance in where that happened was in Naomi Iron. I can never say her last name right. Iron's case. She was not a minor, so I didn't really include her info in here. But if anyone remembers her, that was out in, was it Utah, where Troy Driver. Oh my gosh, my dog just came in and scared the crap out of me. Troy Driver kidnapped her from the Walmart parking lot. The reward for information in that investigation came out after Troy was arrested. So after her abductor was arrested, they then offered a reward. So I found that interesting as well. I won't share that one with. Oh, there's another one that just broke my heart. Let me see where our poll is. 55% of you do not think rewards help in missing persons cases. So all of this to say, I wanted to show you guys what I had been digging into. I don't have my I didn't have it like typed up and put on a computer. Like I have a lot of information I wrote down, but I was trying to find a pattern, like when do they decide to issue a reward? What determines that? How much money do they pick? Does it mean anything? Does it have any bearing on the case? Are there clues in the post that we saw? And the only thing I can think of similarity between all of these cases where rewards are offered, they don't believe the minor just wandered off from their home. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to put a label such as were kidnapped, were lured out, because some of them were taken by their family members. Some of them were taken by strangers. Some of them they don't know, but they seen them at this location. And now they're no longer at that location. But it's not just a case where I feel like, and I know a lot of you disagree with me in here, that's fine. I feel like in Summer's case, there's a strong likelihood in her case that she just wandered away from her home. But in all of these situations where rewards were offered, none of the scenarios lead you to believe that the person just walked away. Yeah, runaways. None are runaways. None of these out of, the 50 minors that I have sitting here in my lap. None of them are considered runaways. There is one that left on her own accord. Let me pull that one up real quick. But let me pull that one up because she did leave on her own willingly, and they word it like that. But then the way they word it afterwards, hang on, let me pull that one up real quick. They feel like something happened to her after she left on her own. Oh, that one is Shelby's. That's another interesting one. Find her real quick. That is the only one where it mentions any any type of situation of willingly leaving on their own or run away. None of them say run away at all, period. They just don't. But that's the only one that mentions like willingly leaving on their own. But then you listen to the second part and it puts it back into they don't believe, she's missing because she wanted to be missing. Here we go. So she was born on October 5th, 2005. She has brown hair, brown eyes, beautiful girl, 5'3", 100 pounds. Dwyer has the following tattoos. She has a rose on her right hand, a design on her right middle finger, and the word blessed in fancy writing on her right forearm. I think maybe I didn't include her. Maybe she's not a minor, but still, this was one of the only situations where I could find where they mentioned leaving willingly. They offered a $10,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of her. The FBI Seattle field office is working with the Des Moines Police Department in Washington, the United States government, and Mexican authorities to conduct a formal investigation into the disappearance of Shelby Lynn Dwyer. On March 25th, 2003, Dwyer voluntarily left the Des Moines, Washington area and traveled to Mexico via car. Dwyer maintained sporadic communication with her family, but stopped that communication around March 29th, 2023. Dwyer is believed to have traveled to Tijuana, Mexico. She likely traveled by plane from Tijuana, had a layover at Guadalajara, then arrived in Calicon, Sonolia. Dwyer was last believed to have been in the area of I'm butchering it, that area in Mexico on or around March 29th, 2023. She has not been heard from since that time. So that's the only instance where there's anything of like this person willingly, voluntarily leaving their home. She left the area, but then the situation that takes place afterwards makes you believe that something happened afterwards. Were any other special needs or especially vulnerable? I did see a couple. They were older cases. There was one that was in the last decade that was a special needs vulnerable. I didn't put her on my list because she was technically an adult, but they had her labeled that she had the mental capacity of a 13-year-old. That was specific in there. Maybe a kidnapping can be a willing victim that does not know harm is pending. Like a lured situation, is that what you're meaning? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Asha Degree allegedly left on her own. Let me see. "20 years after the mysterious disappearance of 9-year-old Asha Degree from her home in North Carolina, the FBI and local investigators continue to actively search for clues in the case. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $25,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for Asha Degree's disappearance. Asha Degree has been missing from her home in Shelby, North Carolina since February 14, 2000. Family members last saw her asleep in her bedroom at approximately 2:30 a.m. At 4 a.m., she was seen by drivers walking along North Carolina Highway 18 in Shelby, North Carolina. She was reported missing by her parents at 6:30. More than a year later, Asha's book bag was discovered buried along North Carolina 18 in Burke County. FBI Charlotte is investigating in partnership with Cleveland County Sheriff's Office and the North Carolina State Bureau of Okay, so this is my point. This isn't a willingly left her home situation or comment like the last one. And that's kind of what I'm getting to with Sebastian. It's where, and we're going to go into some discussion, speculation of this. To me, willingly left your home, willingly left your community, like we saw in the previous one, is completely different than was seen walking later. Was there some communication? Was there a reason she left early? Was it something besides, them? Because if something happened, again, just back to speculating, if Sebastian was in communication with someone somehow, and was going to meet up with this person for, something funny thought. Oh, like, oh yeah, you gotta sneak out and we're gonna go hang out at the lake and just whatever, fish. I don't know. I'm just making up a little scenario. He's like, yeah, that's cool. I'll sneak out after my mom goes to bed. And he leaves his home and gets into a vehicle, and then something horrible happens. That's not a willingly leaving on your own situation in my mind. A kid could run away with no plan and end up with the wrong stranger. Absolutely. You think she might have been sleepwalking? Oh. And then something tragic encountered her? I'll have to look into that one more. Her reward is $25,000. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just reading Chasing's comments, as I'm sure you all are. I probably should have read them out loud. Sometimes I forget I'm the one up here leading the ship. Someone saw her with a bag walking. It makes me in the early morning hours of February 14, 2000, for reasons unknown, she packed her book bag, left her family home north of the city, and began walking along nearby North Carolina Highway 18 despite heavy rain and wind. That doesn't sound like a sleepwalking situation. Look, I'm a heavy sleepwalker. Actually still sleepwalk from time to time. It's not as frequent as it is. You kind of outgrow it as you enter your 20s. But it still happens from time to time. But I was a sleep doer. I did things. We lived on a farm. I went and fed my livestock in my sleep. I drove our farm vehicle in my sleep. I did a lot. I did activities in my sleep. I don't remember doing any of that in heavy rain. I don't. I'd have to ask my mom if she remembers me going out in inclement weather. I wonder if your brain would just know, like, oh, we shouldn't be out here. Curious. Several passing motorists saw her when one turned around at 0.13 miles from her home and began to approach her. She left the roadside and ran into a wooded area. Oh. That is an eerie case. That's an eerie case. Yeah, you kind of grow out of it in your late teens, early 20s. It has happened sporadically. I want to say like less than a handful of times the entire time I've been married have I been sleepwalking. So I used to eat. I did never ate in my sleep, Nicole. One time I woke up with a marshmallow in my hair. Oh my gosh. I didn't do that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I painted a table in my sleep, but I was on, I wasn't on sleep meds. That's just kind of what I was. She was seen by many. She was perfectly normal. The day and night before, nothing out of the ordinary at all. That's a weird case. That's a very weird one. That's a very bizarre one. But anyway, going back to where I am on this. Besides that one, thanks, Jason. The bulk of the others, the totality that I took away from it is that the individual did not just simply get lost in the terrain surrounding their home. Not a runaway situation. It feels like it's more. And maybe that's just my hopeful thinking in Sebastian's case. But that's where I the conclusion I've come to, that this update here, what does this do for us today? This missing persons flyer and reward from the FBI. And did I drop? If anybody wants to come up and share how they feel about it, feel free to. What do you guys think about? Again, we fixed the kidnap situation. I don't believe this is a kidnap scenario. At least they're not saying that specifically based on the link. Okay, the hyperlink is from the fact that this is in the kidnap/missing persons case section on the FBI website. So let's take that rumor off the table. But they are now offering 6 months later. They are now offering a $50,000, up to $50,000, for information leading to the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this, the remarks section did hit me. Rogers has ties to Clarksville, Tennessee. I was like, "Ooh, what's that mean?" But dug more into all these other ones on the missing persons tab, and it happens a lot. Ties to known areas are very common when with the children. It seems like it is when they're from split families and they're known to go here or there. um, I think I probably read more into it when I first saw it than I do now after researching more and more of these FBI flyers. But I still find it interesting. Sue me. I still find it interesting that they had that there's ties to Clarksville. Because I wonder, I have always felt my speculation, and people think, "Oh, you think speculating's bad. You don't speculate on your channel." Yes, I do, but I try to speculate based off of fact. My speculation from jump has always been something to do with those devices, those electronics, especially when you had the emphasis from mom and stepdad that, we tried to keep a tight rein of online activity. And then we later learned from dad that he was a lot looser with online activity. And not that that's wrong. Sebastian's a 15-year-old young man. I couldn't imagine in 2024 keeping a 15-year-old off of the internet. Like, I just can't even imagine it. So that's no shade towards his dad at all. But we found out, oh, maybe he did have more access to the internet than we were initially led to believe. And so I speculate that there was I hate to say lured because it just puts such a ugly connotation on it, but I speculate that there was conversations, there was and we learned he wanted a friend so bad. Sebastian wanted a friend. He wanted a friend for Christmas. That's how bad he wanted a friendship. And that just breaks my heart. But what if he did find a friend online and it just happened to be the wrong friend? And that's kind of where I have been stuck at since jump. Especially the more and more we learn about the case, about the family, I and so when I saw the remarks where it says ties to Clarksville, what that did for me wasn't like, "Oh, Seth's involved." No, 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 no. What that did for me was, what if there was the devices situation, the community, they're speaking out to people that in like the online gaming world community or just online communities, like, oh wait, I remember chatting with a little boy from Clarksville, or I remember this person I know who has now taken in someone who came from, like, I just feel like it opens up the possibilities of maybe there was online communication about, when he's at his dad's home, where he had more of the freedoms online, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yes, Seth lives in Clarksville. Yeah. So for me, the Clarksville was it's not a point or a nod towards dad or anything like that. It just opens up the possibility to have more eyes on the situation. Then they lead into, and then okay, then this last sentence here. I want to know your guys' opinion on this last sentence. Let me take a drink real quick. And maybe I'm parsing the words too much. Tell me if I am. And maybe that's what's happening here. But Sebastian has medical conditions, including autism, that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. I read through some of those others. I don't know if you guys remember back. They weren't worded like that. This is worded very specifically. Very specifically. Yeah, I think it's important, Dutchie. I think it was very Hey, Christina. I think it was very important for them to put that on there. And I think, again, it goes back to me speculating because of online communications. I think that that's a very strong possibility as to why. I think it's just what the notice described, a known location. It's very, very possible. Yep, he did. Yeah, teens absolutely find a way. Find a way. When there's a will, there's a way with a teenager, that's for sure. Thank you, Glitter. I don't know, but that last sentence right there, the that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. What this did for me, let me just explain to you guys really quick what this did for me. We listened to that clip on Jonesins last night. I don't know if you guys, any of y'all were over there on that live stream, but we're reviewing another content creator. And I wasn't expecting it. It just jumps out to you. And he screams out, he's dead. And I was just like, oh, it's like a gut punch. You remember when Molly Golightly yelled that to Candace? I'm sorry, your baby's dead. And then when this other creator just yelled at, he's dead, I'm like, wait, no, don't lose hope. That's all we have. Don't lose hope. Don't steal the hope of others. We have no information. We have nothing telling us that there's a situation like that at play here. Hold on to that hope for as long as you can. That's icky. It's totally icky, Nicole B, the way that was shouted out. But that last sentence right there, that last sentence gave me a shit ton of hope. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But, and like I said, maybe I'm parsing the words from it too much, but that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. It feels like there's more information. More information that they have. I don't want to speculate as to what they could have, but it feels like law enforcement has hope. That's what that feels like to me. Law enforcement has hope. I think that's a great thing. I think if 50 grand will pull that out of anyone, any information that might lead to that, even if someone doesn't take a reward on it, I think that's awesome. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I was trying to see what some of them were saying over here. I know. I just pray he's found soon too. I really do. It doesn't feel like to me that this is a kid who took a stroll out in the woods surrounding his home that evening. It doesn't feel like, he was angry and ran off. It's possible. Absolutely, it's possible. It doesn't feel like that to me. But also with his case, I've never felt like he was no longer with us either. I don't get I'm not like psychic or get vibes or see none of that. None of that. I don't know, just his feeling. I've always felt like he's still with us. But I don't think there's anything in this that makes him sound any less functioning. They said it may impair his ability to return home safely, which goes back to what they have told us, that he's directionally challenged. So I don't think that takes away from that. Wherever Sebastian is, I hope he doesn't see 3, 4. Oh, okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. If my son went missing without any interference, he ran off and got lost, I know they'd try to get back, but I don't know that he could without assistance. Yeah. Yeah, Kel. That's so true. So true. That's one thing I am freaking amazing at. You can put a blindfold on me, spin me in a circle, and take it off. I can point to north. Like I'm always the one in charge of the map. If I've been there once, I can get back there 1,000 other times. I am great with maps, diagrams, and directions. I don't know what it is. Not to toot my own horn, but I am, because that's like one thing I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good with that. You can give me like the basic of information, I can find it for you. Yeah, I'm like a homing pigeon, Grandma Sherry. That's what we are. We're homing pigeons. Like I can get us there. Tell us, oh yeah, down there by the ocean. I'll get us there. We'll get there. I love it. And I'm not afraid to drive through some crazy areas either. But going to okay, so this was something that Johnson had told me right before she went live. There people are now speculating that somebody's gonna need to work this out for me. You can do it in the chat if you need to, but now people are speculating that Tony is an FBI spy? Am I hearing this right? Someone tell me if that's what's actually being said now. GPS says, "Bitch, turn left," and I yell back, "I did." This ain't it. You're one of those people maniacs that, like, when it says, "Take a left," and the left is like a pier, you're like, "Alright, drive off of it." That's horrible. I don't trust Tony either. I think Tony's just a shady, um I think he's just a shyster. He's a used car salesman. He's a very self-serving individual. But that's what I heard, that now people are suspecting that he's an FBI plant. An FBI plant? Are you guys kidding me? That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Chasing Luke, when we first were married, he worked at the same place for 10 years, y'all. I kid you not, 10 years. He went to the same place every day. It's an hour drive, but he went there every day for 10 years. And doing so, he drove through this decent sized city to get to where he was employed. He could not tell you one thing that is on that route. I'd be like, oh, when you're on your way to work, you turn left at this building. He's like, where's that? Like, where's that building? Like, literally, it's like 10 blocks before you turn left. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking. Like, he just could not know. He's not good with that stuff. My 6-year-old can get you to my house. I hear Jay said it. That's kind of what that I'm hearing. That maybe she's speculating it. I don't know. I haven't heard it myself. But just speculating that Tony is an FBI plant. And I'm just like, are we serious? Are we serious? Mm-mm. He is overly involved, that's for sure. And for someone who's out there claiming, like, I'm the spokesperson for the case, they don't know the facts of the case. That just blows my mind. He's just a hustler. I'm with Gemini on that. I don't think he's anything more than a hustler. That's a fact. A weed plant, casual arts. Ah, money laundering. I don't know. He's a greasy. He's schmarmy, but no, I don't think he's a money launderer. Same. Ah. Hey, Kraken ass, it's good to see you. Oh my goodness. Didn't that J lady say that she thought the guy that gave the speech? I don't know. I'm just going off of what Johnson told me, but she probably already fell asleep. She was like, I'm not gonna go live, so you can go live. She's like, I'm tired. I'm like, no, no, no. I love hearing your Wade Wilson lives. I'm like, she's probably out cold. They were saying this about the other speakers at the event, Yep says. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so they're saying a person at the event was an FBI plant. Oh my gosh. I can't with all this. I can't. Let's see what's going on our clip channels. Our lovely, lovely clip channels. Oh yeah, share. Let's milk the Quentin Simon case and this case in one night. That's great. That's real great. All my stuff is LawTube. I'm trying to. like and it's not just this case that's chaos right now. Right now there is chaos in the Karen Reed case. What that it, the supporters on both sides are so freaking extreme in that case. Like I can't even keep up with it. I've stopped trying. They're going at each other. You step onto Twitter and I feel like I am literally walking out into the yard of prison when you step onto Twitter underneath the Karen Reed hashtag. It's fucking nuts. And it's all over the place. This one's getting arrested for witness intimidation. Now this one on the other side's getting arrested for witness intimidation. They're all cussing each other out. They're all, throwing jabs and doing all sorts of stuff. They all think they're right. Most of them have the facts all mixed up. It's insane. Then you got Delphi. Delphi's like, what? What's going on there? Then you got, Stephen Stearns, and you want to punch the shit out of Jen Soto with anything that you hear in that case. Just so much chaos out there on YouTube. It's insane. You don't play in that game. I don't either anymore, Maniacs. I'm like, oh, yeah, I covered Karen Reed for a little bit, but now I'm like, no, I don't know you people. I don't know you at all. I was never here. We divorced. We're done. Like, it's wild. They scare me too. On both sides. Don't get me wrong. Both sides scare the shit out of me because they'll dox your dog. They will dox your dog. I've seen this shit go on X, and I'm just like, I'm out of here. Oh my goodness. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah, now Paul O'Keefe is suing Karen. I mean, I kind of saw that coming. That happens. Family ends up doing a what's it called? Suspicious. What's it called? Someone's gonna know the name of it. What is that called? Oh, I got Grandma Sherry up here, but it's been a hot minute since she's been on panel, so we're gonna need a peen screen for her. Grandma Sherry. Grandma Sherry. Uh-oh. I don't think it's our Grandma Sherry. Unless her phone mic's just messed up.
Can
Are
you
you
hear me
there?
now?
There you are. A little bit.
You can hear me a little bit?
Just a little bit, not a lot of bit.
Oh, crying out loud.
I heard the heavy sigh. Here, let me just turn you up.
How about this?
Oh, there we go. That's great. And I turned you up a little bit too.
Okay, hi, it's me.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot I put that up. Yeah. So, yeah, the Karen Reed case, it's just as out of control as Sebastian Rogers' case. It's to the point where I'm like, I don't know any of you quote unquote true crime people anymore. Like, what are you guys even talking about? Everyone's losing their mind. What do you think, Grandma?
Oh, I think if I was Bev, I would probably deny the motion to dismiss as well, because that would mean that I would have to admit that I made some really stupid decisions during the trial
That's a fact.
and that I was wrong.
Mm.
And a lot of people don't like to, in front of, God and the media, admit, hey, I was wrong. So, yeah, that's what I think of that.
That's true. That's true. She would have to. I mean, I did not think she was going to dismiss the case. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think she was going to dismiss it either. But and we know this happens in every case where things amp up surrounding the case more so than the case itself. The trauma, as we call it, the conversations happening on social media surrounding cases are 9 times out of 10 way more intense than the case itself. But that one's wild. Like I said, they're over on Twitter and Facebook. They're doxing the heck out of each other. There's nothing off limits with that crowd. They are throwing each other's children's under the bus. They are saying anything and everything. I can't even keep up with it. And I'm just like, wow, y'all are wild. But then now we're seeing that happening in Sebastian's case. Um, I only follow a select few for Delphi, typically Michelle and T at Criminality. I get my info from them on Delphi. But some people came up into my timeline the other day, just because of the algorithms, and it was just some crazy guy just going off. He was just like going off on everyone for their opinions, and I don't know. He was throwing somebody's kid under the bus. I'm like, what's up? What's
Oh,
going on here? Everybody here's wild too. So,
yeah. I was in a very rare live stream for True Crime Rocket Science.
hmm
And actually, it was for the Karen Reed trial.
yeah.
And I put something in there about the text messages, and I have huge questions about prosecution's use of the accident reconstruction, all that stuff. And evidently, I pissed off Nick.
Uh-oh. Grandma
Yeah,
Sherry's out here pissing people off.
I'm pissing off Nick Vanderleek. Yeah. So basically, if I'm outside of this realm, you and the people that I hang out with, I just don't comment anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Then we got over in the Summer Wells community. You got Prayer Garden. She's talking about kids' heads in boxes, and she's still photoshopping all the children. And then you've got another one who's suing everyone. I mean it. Everybody in this chat, all 150 of you, you're all being sued. Like every last person is being sued. Um, anyone
I
that's ever
found
mentioned is being
I
sued.
found
I mean,
a really good lawyer. I found a
oh,
really good lawyer for us all.
oh,
His name is Mr. Prose Esquire.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, he does
You
fabulous
guys
things.
heard it from Grandma Sherry. Everybody that is being sued by that content creator, you reach out to Pro Se Esquire. I
Yes,
hear Betty
yes,
uses him, so he's very reputable.
comes highly recommended.
Highly
Yes, yes,
recommended. So you guys can definitely reach out to that individual as your preferred litigant. Oh my gosh.
yes,
Litigator. Um,
yes, yes.
and you've
Litigator.
got Ziggy. She's over there defending her man to the hilt and threatening, is worried that another female creator is going to rape her. It's like, what the heck is going on around here? Are we still in retrograde? I thought we were out of retrograde. Yeah,
Oh,
she's getting chasing for sure.
YouTube is constantly in retrograde.
It
Oh,
never leaves retrograde.
yeah, I had a question. Can we kind of back the bus up
Yeah, I
to
was kind of verbal diarrhea on
missing?
you. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But I did have a question, and I should have done some research on this, but heck no, I'm just gonna click the link, right?
It's kind of a
Um,
free for all live. Go for it.
woo, yeah, I'm not gonna cam up because I'm sitting here in my wife beater, um, being all being all Texas sweaty and stuff. So,
Oh,
uh,
the Texas
I
sweat.
oh God, with the boob. Oh, don't even get me started. But yeah. So my question, because I remember when I was with Sleuth Mom, there were
Mhm.
several missing cases that were gamers, right?
Yes. Right?
Sebastian's a gamer, and we got all this stuff.
Mhm.
I'm kind of wondering if the platforms like PlayStation and Xbox and whoever else out there in the
What
universe, the
other
gaming,
devices? Yeah.
yeah, if they had something that they could um, have like a missing persons section, like just with their gaming username, like
Mm.
Pop. Has anybody seen Papa Smurf? His family's looking for him, or them, or
Oh, that's a
something
great
along that
idea.
something along that line, because that way the people, because
That
they
knew
have.
them by their gamer name, like you say, your gamer name's Grandma Sherry, and someone pops in and types, "Has anyone seen, Grandma Sherry? We all used to chat with her. She's missing. If you have any information, reach out to 1-800 TBI Fine," something like that.
Exactly, because my ex plays PlayStation. He does
Mhm.
Destiny now, but they have lobbies where they all get together,
Oh,
or they have like these things where they go in and they can join teams. He has a clan that he plays with, but they can join teams. And the thing is that they talk to each other during the thing. And I know that in these lobbies or even during gameplay, he'll say, "Hey, I haven't heard from Papa Smurf in a while. Anybody know
right.
what's going on with him?" That kind of thing. And I'm wondering, if there's something that they could do along that line, especially with these kids, because if they're going through their history, if the TBI or whoever is going through the history that they have, they're going to know the contacts that they've had within those games. They're going to know which teams played when, who were the
That's
players,
true. That's a great point.
kind of.
They'll have that information. They
Yeah, and
should anyway.
well, yeah, they do. And I'm just kind of wondering if it's something that maybe we could, I don't know, reach out to PlayStation and Xbox, and like I said, there's all kinds of handheld things, switches and stuff that I don't know because I'm old and I don't do that.
I don't I wouldn't know much about it because I'm not a well, I like video games, but I'm like an old school gamer and they're not online. Like Mario, Tetris, and Chrono Trigger are my jam. That's about it. And I haven't played in like 5 years. So I'm definitely not a gamer, but I do know a couple people that do missing persons advocacy and they do all sorts of stuff and they've even went, like Capitol Hill and whatnot. I could bring that idea up to them and see what they think. I think that would be a good one. Might be
Yeah,
something they'd
because
be interested in
it's
working on and reaching out to and trying to set something up.
oh, Steph, thank you. Oh,
Oh, thank you, Steph B. Hey, Grandma Sherry, do you mind if I run the doggy out to the bathroom real quick? Would you mind chatting for like 2 minutes?
no,
I'll
that's
be
fine.
right back. Thank you, doll. Come on,
That's
Archer.
fine. Yeah, well, the last video game I played, I think it was called Duck Hunt. There was a dog who would come up and giggle at me every time I did something stupid. So, I'm definitely not in the gaming world, but it's definitely something. Of course. Yes, she loves talking. Of course, I love talking. Yes. Um, but yeah, I just thought, if nothing else, they don't have to dox out, Sebastian Rogers or whatever, but they could say, hey, his gaming name, Rune Warrior or whatever it is, um, rap for you. I can WRAP for you. I do lovely presents. Oh my God. I put all of, the bows and I put the little like the floral picks and things in there, and people just cry when they get my presents because they're just gorgeous. Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? Lumpy, knock it off. Anybody see Joneson's chicken stream this morning? I enjoyed that. Such a nice thing to, you know, not have to deal with crazy people. You know what I mean? Squirrel. Yes, yes. Christina can play guitar. Oh, that's great. I can't rap to a guitar. I can't rap to anything. Can't rap to anything. Johnson said she was thinking about naming her chickens after the cast of, what was it, fried green tomatoes or steel magnolias?
Yes.
Steel
I think
magnolias. That was
the
it.
Magnolias. I
Yes,
was
because
laughing outside at the rapping because I'm a kick-ass rapper too. So good job, Grandma Sherry.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
can
used
wrap a
to work,
Christmas present like it's nobody's business.
not, humble brag here, but I used to work in the mall wrapping gifts during Christmas. Yes, I was that kiosk lady. Um, but anyway,
Lumpy. Is Lumpy rapper?
I don't know. I
They
like
were in
rapper.
Joneson's and they were very grumpy as well.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. We love you too.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. That's just it because I wanted Joneson to name at least one of them
Weezer.
Weezer,
Weezer.
you know, because
Yeah.
she was my all-time favorite out of that movie.
She was crazy. I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay,
got a
welcome
couple clips
back.
pulled up. Thank
Okay.
you. They both decided they had to potty, of course. So, but that's all right. They were quick. Have you guys seen this one? Now, Trevor sent me this, and I can't believe I had missed it. This is true crime related, so, and it might tick a few people off, I hear. But this is from our lovely Chronicles of the Shady.
Trigger warning, trigger warning. And I do want to know if Steph B's box works.
Francine, was it consensual between Maddie and Stefan? Okay, so under the law, that's impossible. Okay, so let me just establish the law first of all. A child of that age cannot consent. So legally, it can never be consensual. But I think what you're asking is consensual, with a small c, right? Consensual, like.
Okay, I was like, wait, this isn't so bad. He's absolutely right. With a minor, it doesn't matter. Like, it can't be consensual. It's not consensual. But he goes in a small seat. What?
I've
Like Maddie
heard
was
a lot. I've heard a lot
Go
of
ahead.
creators asking that.
Are you
If maybe
serious?
if maybe she thought that Stefan was her boyfriend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, go ahead. We're all going to get
She
really angry here.
she was a baby. She was a
Yes.
baby when this started. She was a baby.
Yeah,
Consensual with a small C. Vinny, what the hell?
mm-hmm. Vinny
Yeah,
Valentine.
I'm wondering that you like he did so good at the beginning. Like, she's a minor. It can't be consensual. Leave it at that. She's a minor.
Evidently,
There's no
he's
such
going to go
thing as
off the
consensual.
rails. Yes,
Be-
he's going off the
between
rails with this.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
with a
you're
small
fine.
c, right? Consensual, like Maddie was okay with it, right? I get what you're saying. That we don't know. All I do know, though, and this is the reason that the statutory charges exist, where it doesn't matter whether you consent because you legally can't consent. Like a child can't consent to that. And we never refer to it as sex. We refer to it as sexual abuse.
Because
I shouldn't have said that out loud. Anyhow, you know what I mean. But was it? We don't know the answer to that. And I think the only ones who would know something like that would be perhaps a friend of Maddie's, because her mother didn't seem to indicate any of that, unless but if she knew about it, hey, Mom, I'm okay with it. It's not okay. And then Mom would be on the hook if they could prove that she knew.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to read the questions that are scrolling through. I hope this person, Bean Feathers, is just being sarcastic. So is she just guilty of being a dumbass? I hope they were just being sarcastic.
All right, still rolling through, rolling.
Wow. I Maniacs did a
Okay.
video. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull up
No.
Maniacs video and share
Okay.
it with you guys real quick. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember a case from a while back. Her name was Tamarie Holland. It's
No.
from 2022. Her mother literally sold her. She's 5 years old. Sold
Yes.
her to her boyfriend, and the
I do
boyfriend not
remember this one
only
now.
SA'd her but killed her.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so things like this happen. So as horrible as it is for people's minds to go there, we have prior cases that have proven that stuff
I
like
think
that.
it's the verbiage though, Grandma. Like
Yeah, it is. It
the
is.
question is, was it, did she think it was consensual? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's what I like about Maniac's video, is because she uses CSAM, and not a lot of people use the word CSAM. They use child pornography. That's not what it is.
No, it's
Pornography
not.
is legal. Pornography is legal. It is something that I don't agree with or
Well,
whatnot. I'm not going to go into those
even
reasons, but so many people do, and it's consensual. It's an adult looking at adult material. That's completely different. Child pornography is child sexual abuse material, and the fact that that's what people need to get ingrained into their brains, because that's what it is. It's sexual abuse.
and what people don't realize within CSAM is, the some of the mommy vloggers and the kids channels on YouTube no longer have comment sections because people used to timestamp, because these deviants used to go there and use that. That was their,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Elizabeth Lander. I don't know what episode it was. Here is Maniac's link. I bet if you type that question under, like, in her comment section, she probably knows exactly what episode that was on. Yeah, right, Monica. Obviously they can't. These topics need refined, controlled verbiage. Proud of, yes, she's always keeps it in a professional range. Always with victim minded. Minimize harm. Burden of proof would be proud. Miss her. Okay, I don't know a whole lot about this. This is another wild thing that's going down on these streets. This whole Jimbo and the missing kid of the friend, and I was watching. I don't watch traders a whole lot, but I popped into one of her live streams. This was a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, this person's claiming his daughter was kidnapped by this person. Ernie's involved. Ernie kicked Tiffany Marie off the panel. It was wild. I'm like, what the heck is happening over here? Like, they literally created their own missing case online. I don't know what's going on there, but it was a hot mess. But I caught this video from Maniacs. It was short and interesting. Yeah, Gemini.
I'm just kind of curious. Were they aware that you had an attraction to 12-year-olds when you started doing that? When did I have an attraction to a 12-year-old? When you had sex with one. When I was married. I mean, marriage or not, bro. Prepubescent is prepubescent. Oh, she was not prepubescent. What does prepubescent mean? It means that they're not old enough to have sex. If it doesn't have hair, hey, if it doesn't have hair, it's not fair, buddy. There you go.
Oh, so gross.
Full on, brother. Full on motherfucking bush. Wouldn't you like to see some pictures?
Oh,
No. I do not want to see your CP. Got some Polaroids to prove it. Do you? Full on bush. Had to rag every month. Fuck you. You have Polaroids of a 12-year-old? Fuck you. She's not prepubescent. Hold on, Jimbo. Let me get this straight. You're saying that Polaroids of my wife? I did. Yes, I did. Well, if you're offering to show me them, you're insisting that you still have them? Is that illegal? Is that illegal? Yes, I believe that would be CP. Whoa, stop. Why is it illegal? Because that would be CP. You're not allowed to have pornographic images of children. No, sir. What is CP? CP is child pornography. Okay, now listen. Now let me explain it to you. I know you're from Colorado. You probably don't understand. I don't. But, okay, now listen. Okay, well, shut the fuck up. I'm going to make you understand. Once you get married, and you are married in the state, by the state, signed off by a judge, you are, whatever age, legally emancipated as an adult.
Okay. This brings up a great not a great conversation, but it brings up a conversation. people are defending it. I'm guessing they're defending it because of what he said right there, right? If you are a minor and you get married as a minor, you legally become an adult. You do. I know this. My husband and I were both minors when we got married, and we were legally, in the eyes of the law, an adult. Absolutely, we were. That is the truth. We had laminated copies of our marriage certificate because our insurances, our when we traveled and had to rent a car and we were under the age of 25, like we had to have proof that we were legally married and legally considered an adult in the eyes of the law. In my opinion, though, if you are no, because he was a minor too, Kel. He was a minor as well. So nobody becomes each other's guardian. You become an adult. But if you have material if you have nude pictures, even if she's considered adult, she's still a minor. So I'm with Maniacs on this one. This is still like dissemination of CSAM. Like it is, right? I don't
Yes.
know. It has to be. What else would it be
Yeah.
considered? Because
Yep,
then
because they're a minor.
you're yeah, you might be a legal adult in the eyes of the law to do things like rent a car, rent a hotel room, to get insurance, all those things. You might be a legal adult in the eyes of the law to do all of that. You're still technically a minor. You're absolutely 110% still technically a minor. So if you have that material and you're willing to show other people that material, you're absolutely disseminating CSAM. How are people standing up for him on this, Maniacs? Like I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. Oh, Lavender, honestly, I don't have a TLDR on this guy. He showed up on the YouTube streets when another guy, Ernie, showed up. And it's a shit show. It's 110% a shit show. That's all I have. See, that's what I'm saying, Dutchie. They are considered legal adults with the same rights, privileges, and duties as other adults in society. And I'm only saying this because I know this for a fact. But it's still images of a minor. Otherwise, a lot of other nasty perverted people would be out there trying to get away with that very thing. Marrying a minor to disseminate images. No, that just don't work. It just doesn't work. I don't think that works at all. I think if so, say you went to the court and became legally emancipated as a minor, and then they're still not going to let you, participate in. This is a weird conversation, videos or things like that. Like it's still dissemination of CSAM. It has to be. I can't think of why it wouldn't be.
Well, it is. Even if the person is an adult now, pictures of them when they were a minor are still considered
Right.
CSAM.
Exactly. His claim to fame isn't being a YouTuber. It's actually being like in some wrestling stuff, I think. And now I think it's a YouTuber. I'm really not sure. So gross. So if you're 15, married, and considered an adult in the eyes of the law, does that mean you can buy cigarettes? No. And that's my point. You can't. You can't buy cigarettes. You can't buy alcohol. You can't just, go in and do those things because you're still technically underage. So when you are legally emancipated by being married as a minor or seeking it out for yourself, absolutely, it doesn't just give you free reign to do everything that adults can do, or that someone of legal age 18 or 21 can do, but you're considered an adult. Like you're paying your taxes like an adult, you're doing all the other things like an adult. You know what I mean? That's where it is. It's not on this. It's not on buying cigarettes. It's not on buying alcohol. And there are still some places. There was one time like we couldn't, even with proof that we were married. I think we were 20 at the time. There was a hotel room we couldn't rent. So like there's even some places that are like, yeah, no, still not doing it. So absolutely. I still think it's illegal what he's trying to do here. And I think his argument is it's a twisting or a ignorance of the law for sure.
Check it out, motherfucker. You are whatever age, legally emancipated as an adult. Check it out, motherfucker.
No, you're wrong. You just have privileges that adults have. Right. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine he's an adult now and being on the internet, and even if it's just trash talking, saying you can show this stuff to a person. Like, what? Let's go back to a less frustrating one, because that's frustrating. That one just boils my blood that he's even out there threatening to disseminate. It's not, I shouldn't say it that way. Not only is he threatening to disseminate CSAM, he's threatening to show his wife's naked picture. Like, what is not connecting in this man's brain? Something is not connecting there. That was horrible.
The fact that she's a child is not connecting in his brain.
Right?
She was a child at the time.
Yeah.
And, people try to defend that by saying, well, obviously her parents agreed because they couldn't get married at that age. His parents would have had to agree, and they said, oh, it was a long time ago. I mean, my friend, my daughter-in-law's mom who lives here with us, her mom was 13 when she got married. And she had 10 kids by the time she was 27. And, I said, how did that happen? She said, well, her mom and dad agreed to it. And evidently her dad was 24 and the mom was 13.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It is.
That's crazy.
And the thing is that, for so many years, these things were not addressed as a society. They weren't addressed in
No.
legislation.
They
I mean, they
kinda
were
swept
kind of somewhat, yeah, they were kind of swept under the rug. They were in the back pew or something. Um, it wasn't a, we weren't as aware as a society now of how children are violated, even with the permission of their parents.
Yeah.
So that it
Well,
doesn't make
that's
it
like,
right.
it kinda leads into some laws that we just had passed here in Illinois, not too long ago that, like, if your child, like, if you're a vlogger and you have a family vlog, your child is entitled to compensation if they are, I can't remember the verbiage on all of this, but basically, if you do one of the family, if you're an influencer and your kids are in it, you legally have to pay them. You have to do, set that money back, all that stuff. And a lot of places, there's a lot of controversy about this on the internet about, mommy bloggers and things like that, and that they're exploiting their children and whatnot. So that's kind of why our state came up with that law that you have to compensate
Well,
them. Well, if that's
that's
helping
a
it or
good thing.
not, but it is a good thing.
Oh, I was just watching Rabbit's coverage on Gary Coleman. Remember him
Mm,
from Different Strokes?
yes.
What you talking about, Willis? Well, he was a minor and he had adopted parents that were taking care of him. And they were the ones, that obviously signed the contracts and whatnot because they were his guardians.
Right.
But when he turned 18, he should have had about $15 million in his account.
But he
But
didn't.
he had 200,000.
Oh my gosh. He was exploited. People took advantage of him.
Yep.
That's heartbreaking. Hey, Spudler, good to see you. Wait, he
Spudler.
and the 12-year-old divorced a few months later. Then at 19, he met his current wife, who was, I'm guessing you mean 15 at the time, not 15 now, and took her over state lines till she was an adult. Oh my gosh. I knew about the 12-year-old.
Oh my God.
The 12-year-old and he was 17, and people have their thoughts on that. But wow, that's a lot just for you. That's a lot. Oh my gosh.
You know when you're about to barf and your mouth starts to water?
Yeah. I don't even have words. If I seem like I'm stumbling over my words right now, it's because I freaking am. Like I don't know what to say in situations like this. Like, oh,
Flabbergasted.
I know,
So
completely
so basically
flabbergasted.
that's like kidnapping, right? He
Mm,
kidnapped her until she
That's what
turned
it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Isn't that kidnapping? He hid her for 2
yeah.
years. That's kidnapping. That's kidnapping. So the man is in
Mm,
possession of CSAM on what I'm now finding out is his ex-wife, and he kidnapped the current one? Is that what y'all are telling me?
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Monica, that
Yeah.
needs to be worldwide. Yeah.
Mm,
We
mm,
did with
mm.
our kids when they got to 10, we started financially paying them on paper so that we could put in a Roth IRA for them every year. And you can contribute, a certain amount every year into a Roth, but to do and you can do that at any age. Most people think you have to be like of working age, but no, you just have to prove an income. So like my 10-year-old daughter had like house cleaner and landscaper so that we could
Yeah.
theoretically show us paying her 4 grand, which we had to put on our taxes as well, just so that we could put 4 grand into her Roth IRA. But we did that for them from 10 up to 18, and then we told them after that they were on their own. So they've been building into it ever since too. But yes, so many parents are taking their child's income, and that's a shame.
And he talks about it on YouTube. Hope
Shut
Deco.
up!
Yeah,
Shut
and he
up! I want to
mm,
flip the table right now. Like you're proud of this? You're proud of this.
yeah,
You're proud of
obviously we just saw that clip. Unsupervised maniacs. I love your work. I just want to
I
say
do
that
too. I do too.
because
I know you've taken some heat, but I like what
oh
you
yeah,
do.
because you know, nobody's going to agree on everything,
No.
but I really think that we should have some foundational truths, and I think
Mhm.
children should be one of them.
For
A
sure.
foundational truth that they shouldn't be abused, that they shouldn't be taken advantage of, that they shouldn't be,
They should be
they're people.
protected.
Yes.
They're our most important citizens. They're our future. Like they should absolutely 1010% be protected by everyone and not just protection of your own children. You should be willing to look out and protect all children. Absolutely.
Yes, see something, say something.
Aw, I see Trisha. Thank you, love. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. I hope you're good. Messy streets, they are. I can't believe these things. Like, I didn't know I mean, I knew about the 12 and 17-year-old thing, and I was disgusted by that alone. But now, hearing more and more to the story, I'm just like, what the heck is going on these streets? What the heck? Oh my gosh. A basic human right is to privacy. There is now a general rule that once a child is old enough, they have a right to say no to a parent sharing their info on social media. I don't think
And
that's
picture
necessarily a bad thing.
no.
I don't share.
And
I mean, like, if it was up to me, I'd be sharing Crew's picture everywhere, like on my channel, because he's the freaking cutest baby you guys have ever did see. But my daughter doesn't. I mean, she's on social media herself. She's got a big following, and she has decided that she doesn't want to share his face online until he's old enough to decide if that's what he wants to do, is share his face online. And I respect the hell out of that. I respect the hell out
Yeah.
of that.
But
So,
you can still share them privately with friends.
and I do, yeah. And she's like, yeah, you can share it with your
Yes.
friends
Yeah.
privately. Yeah.
Yes.
But you should definitely be willing to protect your children and protecting your children. It's going to change as our times change. Like they're changing now, the decisions like that of deciding, to share their image or to do. I just started following this person on Instagram. I've been really watching Instagram reels lately when I do have some downtime, because they're just, I don't know. I can't get into TikTok as much as Nunya can. Like, she's big into TikTok, and for some reason I'm just not big into TikTok. But I love me some Instagram. But I started following this one influencer, and she talks about, I can't remember her name, but she talks about like raising 90s kids. Like, she's a 90s kid and she's trying to raise 90s kids. And that's what she's done. Of course, her channel is about her and her kids, more so about her parenting and her parenting style. But there are shots where you see the back of her kid's head, or it'll be a shot of like their legs running through the room, but she's chosen not to put their face on the camera. I respect that. Like, you can still make your content work. You can
Yeah.
Nicole, I'll send you a picture right now. How have I not sent you a picture? You're gonna cry. It's so cute. I'll send you one. He's down on the beach on vacay, living his best life. He really
Sweetheart,
is.
I'm going to jump down because it's time to feed the outside kitties, and
All
they're
right.
actually out. They're singing to me right now.
Run off on me, Grandma
So
Shake. Thank you for hopping up and sitting with me through that CSAM stuff, because that was freaking too much.
y-
I appreciate
yes,
it.
I was virtually holding hands with you
Oh, thank you.
during that.
All
Okay.
right.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you later, Grandma.
I can love you. Bye.
Love, love. If someone would drop Grandma Sherry's link, she does some really interesting calming streams. In America, someone can take your child and pretend that they are yours because of freedom of speech. Parents cannot do anything. What? Speller, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Someone can take your child and pretend that they are yours because of freedom. Yeah, we can do something if someone's pretending that our child is theirs. So I'm confused. Maybe I'm misreading what you're trying to tell me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm confused on what Speller's saying. Like, if you mean like if someone's like taking our child's images and pretending that that's their child, we absolutely can. I've had to do it here on YouTube when someone, well, I know who it was, created a couple of doxing channels and had my minor's images on them. She's not a minor anymore, but she was in those images. So I absolutely was able to do something about it. That's not freedom of speech. Still am doing something about it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yep. You have legal grounds in those instances. On social media, young girls can use your child's image and make it their own. No. Mm. No, you have rights. You absolutely have. You have rights, and your minors have rights. Especially minors more so than adults. Like, if I put my picture out there on social media, and like some of the, when those channels were doing that, and it was just my picture, is a lot harder to have that removed. But a minor's absolutely a lot more right there, a lot more uh, ability to do something. Oh, I see. We are praying for you. We are praying for you. You read an article on a government site that said the opposite. Teens make up pretend families. Oh, maybe it's because a minors do it. I don't know. Send that to me sometimes, Butler. I want to read that. If you don't mind, I would absolutely love to read that. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. All right, so this is what I thought was so icky. Not that it's being I don't know why anyone else would have tried to put that shit on themselves, but they did. But this is what I thought was so icky the other day. This is one of the things I had seen and came to my mind when Nonsense was talking about this becoming a circus. So let me share this with y'all. Again, this is shady.
Crafting with Amy. Does anyone know the specifics of the order? No, I have a screenshot of what Chris said, and I'll read it off right now. And this is just a screenshot of him telling somebody else what the orders were, and it was sent to me.
Oh wait,
it says she can't say our name, she can't talk about it.
I don't know about all that. This is the part that where Molly is reviewing Bullhorn Betty.
So I'm kidding. Don't worry about it. You want to know something? Oh, it's PJ. Oh, PJ's gonna send me this over. All right, check this out. Yes, you are correct. When we were down in Rogersville or Kingsport, whatever, the little old lady said, "We're gonna do you a favor now, you guys. We're gonna talk to you, but you all have to agree. You're not gonna have your cell phones on. You're not gonna have any recording devices." We all respected that, except one fucking person. I'm gonna give you a guess as to who.
No, you're great at your research, Budler. That's why I want to see what you came across. And I've never heard of Sharenting. Sharenting. I'm writing that down right now. I've never heard of that. So now I'm gonna be looking that up.
Who that motherfucker was.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Mm-hmm. They sure did.
CBS affiliate WJHL out of the Tri-Cities obtained a police report that states that a woman who identified as Marissa Zadinsky posted video of a child at the Kingsport Seventh-day Adventist Church on YouTube. The police report was filed following the incident on Saturday, January the 8th. The report adds that Zadinsky was making accusations of kidnapping in the video, according to the CBS affiliate WJHL. The video has been removed from YouTube, according to that same police report.
Investigating after video recorded of a child inside a church the family of Summer Wells attends was posted on YouTube. According to a report, officers were told Sunday that a woman posted footage of a child at the church to YouTube. That video, though, has been taken down.
A pamphlet.
Oh, do we have proof that we were inside?
Yeah,
All right.
proof we was inside. I made a video. I think they changed the way they do their programming. Them. They used to live stream it, and I think they still do, but they don't show the faces of the people that are in the church. So when it's over and they come out, we're gonna ask questions. You know, no video, no
video.
No video.
Photography. Here's
How are you? So I went in there. Then he emphasized no recording, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the church has public videos. Yeah, right. They can. Didn't matter. I got church service on the cams. Good service. So.
Wow.
Sorry you lost your job. I'm sorry that your baby's dead. I'm sorry that you don't have a soul. No soul. You have no soul.
Same thing. I bet she's supposed to be doing pretty good.
Sorry.
Hey, Roro.
Your daughter's dead? I don't think I said that.
Yeah, you did.
I never saw the clip, and people are saying there's a clip, but nobody's played it. So
I would remember saying something like that, and I don't even think that. I would never say that. So whoever's putting that lie out there, I mean, if I did say that and don't remember, I would definitely apologize because I normally don't talk about her in past tense. But no, stop lying to make yourself look better. People are seeing right through you, bitch, and I'm glad they are. I did at Kansas's car. I did.
that's what people are saying. But then when people say, "Well, show a clip," they don't ever show a clip. So I don't know. I
They
didn't
show a clip.
She's got a picture in her car. Did anybody notice the picture in her car on her little dashboard above the glove compartment? It's not of Summer. It's of her and 3 other women.
It's all the kids.
Sorry you lost your job. Sorry that your baby's dead. Sorry that you don't have a soul. No soul. You have no soul. Sorry. Oh my God. I think the sorry ha-ha is way worse. So fuck. Oh.
Wow.
Sorry. If you're offended by that, I'm sorry. Cash Vernon's family support us. And she thinks that we're making tons of money off of off these videos, which we're not. He was not a moneymaker. The one that's the moneymaker is Summer Wells. For some reason, if you talk about Summer Wells and you keep going, you're making bank. It's a gold mine. It's an absolute.
Shady, you got that right. Okay. Now I'm sharing this because I didn't see this video, Spudler. Spudler has a great channel. She's got some great information over there. We're going to learn a little bit about Sharenting. Never heard of this.
Yeah, and I have family that live all over the world and friends, and this is just about letting people know on a day-to-day basis, keeping them informed about what's going on in our family.
We used to post 500 pictures a day. I would
I got
kind
it
of show
too
the ins
fast
and
to
outs.
read that. The term sharenting was coined by Wall Street Journal writer Stephen Leckart in the early 2010s. The habitual use of social media to share news, images, etc. of one's children. It takes just 57.9 minutes after birth for parents to share their newborn's first photo. Man, I can't speak. Even on their private social media, it took my kids a month and a half before they shared Crew's first photo. I think they have a small group of friends. They definitely don't act the same as a lot of others in 2024. It cracks me up.
And outs of being a single.
In a good way. I think it's a good thing. Let me slow this down a little bit. I think it's a great thing.
Mom.
She has relatives who live the other side of the country. Pictures is the best way. They can watch kids grow up.
Our family lives far away, so I feel it's a really great way to connect. They're not here.
I also think of it
92 back in 2010, a widely reported study by AVG Technology found that 92% of I gotta play it. Hang on.
as connecting to other people.
It's a really great way to connect. They're not here.
92% of American 2-year-olds already had an online presence.
I also think of it as connecting to other people.
International research suggests that on average, child's image appears in about 195 shared photographs each year.
People that I know in real life. It's no difference talking over the garden fence of the neighbor. What is everybody so worried about?
Which equates to a portfolio of approximately 1,000 photographs by their 5th birthday. Look, I'm a Sharenting because I'm that mom. Like when it came to my social media, which is private now, but yeah, everything my kids did, I was sharing that out to friends and family. Oh, it's crazy to think about now. That's for sure, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, I like to post
Nearly 8 in 10 parents have friends or followers on social media that
about the kids. And I got a phone call saying like, hey, can you take your kid's birthday?
have never met in real life. How many?
About. Yeah, I like to
Oh, it just says, okay.
post about the kids. And I got a phone call saying like, hey, can you take your kid's birthday party photos down? And I'm like, I want to be respectful of that, but at the same time.
In 19% of cases, parents who post their children's stories
I'm like, they're my kid's birthday parties. As I'm like an open book.
also reveal their names and date of birth.
I share, all the fun milestones
45% of Facebook posts include the child's first name.
that we meet and all of the things that they
According to a study by the Family Online Safety Initiative in the UK,
do and all the places we go.
But as soon as they're on social media,
7% of parents admit that they have posted something negative or critical about their child online. No, I haven't done that. Ooh.
people can comment on them. And actually, that's an invitation to comment on your children as well.
Or just post about disappointing grades or post covering bad behavior. Oh, that's sad. Unless it's like talking with other moms online. You're like, oh, yeah, that little turd didn't take out the trash. I don't know.
Which it's a big deal. I think you look so cute and it was a nice moment.
More than a quarter of 10, 11, and 12-year-olds who took part in a 2017 survey said,
the photo of me in a bathing suit. Someone out there could look at my body and
they felt embarrassed, anxious, or worried when their parents posted pictures of them online.
think something of me that I wouldn't want them to think.
When you Google my name, simply just my first name. Childhood.
And Deutsche Telekom released a video where an AI-generated older version of a 7-year-old child
Photos of me in bikinis will pop up, and I'm terrified to have
spoke to her parents about her online presence.
those weaponized against me again.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. It's me, Ella. Well, a digital version of me, just a bit older. Amazing what technology can do these days, isn't it? All you need are a couple of pictures, like the ones you share on social media, where they can be taken and used by everybody. What you share online is like a digital footprint that will follow me around for the rest of my life. So please, Mom, please, Dad, protect my virtual privacy.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, that creeped me out. I mean, I get the message and I appreciate it, but that's some creepy stuff. Oh my gosh. Mm. Oh, cutie pie. I'm so glad. I know what you're talking about. No, all the members here are angels. That's what it is. That's what it is. In the that data portfolio will also be massive data retention for every time a new parent starts enrolling baby into competitions and online services. See, mine weren't, my kids didn't have like their first social media until, well, I made them wait till they were 13 to get Facebook. And then they weren't even interested. It was Instagram that they were interested in. And now they have, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But they didn't really get active on social media until probably like 15 or 16. And definitely we're not active on Facebook because that's an old lady social media, according to them. That's what I'm thinking about. Their Facebook, like,
Hey guys, I'm the Spud.
Before Spudler talks, Hope Echo, that's different. Like our whole family's had Snapchat like ever since it came. Like our family group chat is on Snapchat. We don't text each other. We all snap each other, and we have a family chat on Snapchat. I think it's just the ease of being able to send pictures or little video clips of each other all day long, and that's what we do. But yeah, Snapchat. I'm with you on that one.
Spudler, and welcome to my channel. So if you're a newcomer and you've only recently subbed up to me, thank you so much for being here. It really makes a difference. And welcome. So this is the Spud Hut. My husband built it for me last year. So I started being able to do some videos. I'm not quite sure how these videos will work out, beginning to find my feet and to find what it is that I want to do with the channel. And for the newcomers, if I can explain, I'm part of the true crime community. And as part of that, sometimes things come up that I don't know enough about. I don't know anything about, like Sharenting, and I go off, toddle off on my own and do a little bit of research. And every Sunday I try to post a video which feeds back to the community what I found out, because some of it can be quite useful and a lot of it will be relevant to a lot of people. So this week's video is going to be about sharenting, and it's quite a funny thing because I didn't know what that word meant. So I had to go off and look it up. And then I realized I've been living under a rock for the last decade or so, because it's been around for at least that long. Now, I think most of us are familiar with the story of the 8 Passengers YouTube channel and what happened to Ruby Frankie. So we can see the dangers of sharenting in its most extreme form. Sharenting is really any...
Spudler, don't worry. A lot of us were under that rock with you today. I was today years old when I heard about sharenting.
Anybody that shares pictures of their children as they grow up on social media. And obviously there are greater and lesser degrees of that sharenting. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a mother, so I'm not coming at this with any preconceived idea of what you should or shouldn't do, because it's not for me to say, and I'm not an expert in parenting. What I want to do is just give you the information that I've discovered, and then you can decide from that information how you move forward with your sharenting and whether you make any changes to it. It's entirely up to you. And I think by now, people that know me through this channel know that I believe that everybody has the right to make their own personal decisions, because everybody's lifestyle is completely unique and nobody else has the right to judge you. So at the end of this video, I'm going to go through a list of some of the main things that parents need to consider and to do in order to protect their children online, if they indeed do post and share videos and images and stories about their kids. But before I do that, there are 2 issues that have come up in my reading, which are really quite topical and current. And I think everybody needs to be aware of them and update your thinking when it comes to what you post. Now, I was going to go through one of those issues, which is the issue of child privacy and their right to have a say in what goes out there onto the internet. But this video is going to get too long for that. And to be honest, it's quite a dry subject. So I want to do this in small parts. So today's video is going to be focusing on the implications of AI, and then I'll do...
Spudler, can I critique you for a second? Because I love you to pieces. Stop telling us that you're not good at your videos, that they're dry, that they're boring subjects. You do it in every video, and I'm like, no, Spudler, they're so good. They're packed full of so much information. I love them. Seriously. You do such a great job. You do such a great job. But I get it because I'm very self-deprecating as well.
I'll do a further video that will talk about privacy issues for our children and the debate that's going on about that right now, with a few international developments from a legal perspective. So it's time to talk AI and the implications that that has not only on our lives, but also of the next generation. So I think we've probably all known for a long time that we get tracked in our behavior, and certain back-end databases are tracking that. And that is how the algorithms work. And of course, we all know that everything we post online is there forever. And it's very, very difficult to remove things once they've been posted, especially to public platforms. It is known that when applying for a job, the company that we're applying to will generally go to our social media to find out a little bit more about us before they either reject us or offer us an interview. And according to proactivepersonnel.net, 21% of employers admit to rejecting a candidate after checking out their Facebook profile. I think we're all very aware of the implications of everything that we...
It's not just jobs. This is an important reminder for minors, you know, when you're about to enter colleges. I know for sure one of my son's universities looked at his social media. They're fine with it, but they told him they were doing that. I'm not sure if others did it and just didn't say something, but I know for a fact one did, and one of my daughters did as well. And then when he was going through MEPS, they looked at his social media. I don't know if but yeah, employers, future universities, things like that, they absolutely look at your social media. So those kids coming up, be very, very careful.
That we post, say, watch, or do online can have some implications for not only our current situation, but also our future. And we are also very aware that the platforms that we visit keep a record of what we do, what we post, and what we watch. But add AI to the mix, and suddenly everything becomes a little bit more dangerous and a little bit more scary, to be honest. So what can AI really do, and what does it mean to us? As consumers of technology, I think we're all aware of the voice changes and AI-created imagery that we can use in the creation of videos and have some fun with. But there's a darker and more technical side to AI that we're probably not aware of. And that is the creation and maintenance of our own personal digital dossier. As AI has developed, those dossiers have become more extensive. And in fact, they can track every single thing that we do online, every comment we make, every image that we post, collects that together, learns about us, and then it can use that potentially against us.
Oh, that's so creepy, but true. Oh, Missy Day. I'm sorry about that. My mother-in-law and I got into a huge argument because I didn't want my children's pictures on social media at all. There are times like it is very hard, like as a mom, as a grandma, when they tell you they want this done with their kid. Like you have to pull yourself back in, because I remember my grandma being like, "Yeah, what? This is my grandbaby. I'm gonna do whatever I want with it," and I don't want to be like that. So I'm like, I respect every wish they have, even if I look at it confuddled. Like, even if you're allowing a 7-month-old to chew on a piece of steak because, baby led weaning's a thing now, and you're like, what? This baby's gonna choke, but that's a thing. So you're like, all right, I do what you say. It's your baby, not mine. It's hard. And it breaks my heart that there's mother-in-laws and moms and grandmas and nanas and all that out there that are not bending on that. That's your kid. If you say, hey, I don't want my kid on social media, that should be respected 1,000%. 1,000%.
So,
and I just want to say I'm proud of you for standing your ground, because that's your baby.
Every single one of us has a digital dossier, and even now as I'm speaking, there's some data mining going on that is tracking what I'm doing, adding that to my dossier, and making some assumptions and some predictions about my future behavior. Also keeping a note of everything that I say, and potentially that can then be analyzed for character flaws, and for potential dangers for not only employers, but also for friends, for potential partners, and even for credit. As this develops and the data mining continues, these particular programs will actually probably know us better than we know ourselves. And these dossiers will continue to be added to, and they will follow us around for the rest of our lives. And if that isn't scary enough, the very first time a parent mentions, posts, or uploads a video of their children, that's when that child's digital dossier begins. And by the time those children reach adulthood, technology companies out there will have a huge amount of information about those children everything about them from pretty much the day they were born. And at the moment, there is very little regulation to prevent them from selling that to third parties, or in fact, using that information themselves. And in fact, already we know that the information we put online isn't safe. If you read the terms and conditions of Facebook, for instance, whatever you post on Facebook, they are allowed to use in whatever way they want. And I'm not sure most people realize that. Now, I'm definitely not a tech head, although I did work in the industry many, many decades ago. But from my limited understanding and with the very brief research that I'm able to do in the time that's allowed, it has become very clear to me that there is a huge danger out there for the next generation who, let's face it, have grown up with their lives being on the internet pretty much from the day they were born, and in some cases, even before that. So just to explain the extent of the possible damage that Sharenting now could do for your children in the future, let's go back to Ella and see what she has to say. And as always, I have put a link to this particular video in the description, and I do highly recommend that you go off and watch it in its entirety because it's incredibly powerful. Anyway, let's go back to the future version of Ella and see what she has to say.
A future where my identity can be stolen just like that, where I can go to prison for things that I would never do. Imagine my credit score being destroyed, Dad. Or my voice copied to scam you, Mom. I'm in trouble.
Okay, so I heard this funny the other day, but it's actually kind of brilliant. I don't know. Anyway, this 8-year-old asked her dad, like, if I donate my hair to Locks of Love and that person who gets my wig is in a crime and leaves a hair behind, am I going to be implicated in a crime? And I was like, one, I kind of wondered, is this a legit post? But also, two, that 8-year-old's thinking, like, I don't know. A lot of this stuff can be scary, that's for sure. Hey, Harlot. Good to see you, love.
Rebel, I need you to send me money, please. I don't want to become a meme, humiliated by everyone at school. And I certainly don't want...
Val. Was it Val Savage? I don't know. It's been about like 2 months ago, y'all. They played a video. I don't know if anybody in here remembers it, where that happened with a girl in one of their communities. She was sent a recording of her daughter's voice, and they were like searching, asking for money and stuff, and the mom was gonna do it, except for then the daughter ended up calling the father. She was at work or something. So it happens. It's happening.
This.
Now that's pretty scary, and I don't want to scare people, but having thus done the video I did about the braless issue and the number of views I've received on it, which currently are over 5,000, it makes me very, very aware of the fact that you can't control who watches what you put out there and what they might be using it for. And in that respect, kind of is keeping me up at nights. But anyway, here is some basic tips that you can put in place right now to protect what you put out there about your children. And in the next episode, I will go into more implications of that and the privacy issues surrounding that and the big debate about quite how much say a child has over what their parents post about them. But for now, and to end this video, I'm just going to run through what Kaspersky says and recommends that every parent should do before they post anything about their children.
1. Check privacy settings. Ensure that all posts can only be seen by family and close friends, and remove resharing permissions. Allowing strangers and acquaintances to see children's photos can be a sharenting danger. 2. Have discussions about privacy with friends and family. Be vocal about protecting children's privacy, and set boundaries about how they can engage with posts.
Now, that was something that we did early on with our Instagram, because my daughter would get all sorts of gross, scammy, nasty men in her DMs. And so it's like, all right, you got to change those settings to private, friends and family only. And that's what she had to do and then obviously she removed that later, but as she got older. But yeah, because it is very important. If your kids have social media, I cannot even imagine. This was just, what would that have been? 10 years ago. It's a completely different world now. It's going to be a different world next year. It's going to be a completely different universe in 5 years. I can't imagine what it's like raising a teenager today, a young adult. There's so much out there. So much out there.
3. Turn off metadata and geotagging. Not using these functions can minimize other people's ability to track children through online photo sharing. 4. Do not include identifiable information, whether it is in the photo itself or in the captions. Be sure not to share details that would allow others to find and track children. This can include things like names, birth dates, schools, places they regularly go to, or even family homes. 5. Avoid using real names. Avoid giving people online access to children's full names. Instead, use nicknames or descriptive phrases for kids. 6. Do not post potentially embarrassing images, whether they are photos of the children in the bath, or dressed in funny outfits. These images may cause problems for the child as they grow up. 7. Use secure platforms. Instead of sharing photos online, use more secure platforms to show pictures of children to friends and family. For example, WhatsApp protects photos with end-to-end encryption and gives users the option to send photos that can only be opened once. 8. Avoid showing the child's face. To avoid oversharenting, some parents cover their children's faces before posting their photos to social media. This can be done by using the stickers built into apps, like Instagram, to cover their faces, or using editing tools to blur or block out their features. Questions to consider when sharing photos online. Before sharing posts about their children on social media, parents should ask themselves several questions. These can help assess the potential implications of the posts and help parents decide if they are acceptable or would be considered oversharing. Answer these questions posting photos online. 1. Why is the post being shared? Perhaps it is to keep your friends and family updated about your child's development, or it is simply because it is an adorable moment. Either way, it is important to understand the intention behind the post. 2. Would it be acceptable to allow someone else to share a similar post? While everyone approaches social media differently, it is important to consider whether the post would be okay if the roles were reversed. If the child in question is old enough to understand and give consent, ask them directly. 3. Is there anything potentially embarrassing about the post? Since things posted online can leave a permanent footprint, consider whether the post could cause the child embarrassment later in life. 4. Does the post contain anything that could be potentially compromising? As above, consider whether the post could cause difficulties for the child later in life. Perhaps there are religious or political sentiments that might bar the child from being employed at a certain company as an adult. 5. Would the child be happy to see the post as part of their digital footprint? Think about what the post says about the child, and how they might want to be perceived as an adult. Would the post be a nice memory or perhaps paint them in a negative light?
So that's the end of this video. Hopefully it's given you a little taster about the issues that are out there. And I do recommend that everybody goes out, does a little bit more research, because this really is an issue that, as time goes on, is going to become more and more pressing. And if you're a parent or grandparent out there, I really do recommend that you talk about this with not only your significant other, but also the rest of your family, because it will become more and more relevant and more of a pressing concern as time goes on. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like button.
That is our Spudler. Her videos on all of her videos are good. There is a couple I've missed. I'm gonna have to check out. I want to look at that. Her bra or not to bra 6.3. Look at you go, girl. Love it. Love it. That's a funny one. That's a funny one. It's pretty long. I'll drop the link to it. It's full of really great info. But yeah, I do think it's important. Absolutely important. I will do a further video as this is a big issue for the kids of the future. It is Spudler. I'm actually going to send this to Morgan. I am. And I'm going to watch this other one that you have later. The Kai story. Virtual cyber kidnapping with ransom. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching that after this. I don't know how I missed those too. Okay, I'm going to switch gears a little bit before I hop off. Because I don't think a lot of people have been talking about this. Maybe they are over in the Summer Wells community. And I do think it's important. I think it's important to call this person out. I'm glad Lippy did this video so I don't have to go. So glad we have clip channels. That's what I'm going to say. So glad we have them. This is absolutely disgusting. What? Hang on. What? The TikToker that uses her daughter for the, like, what do you mean uses her daughter for the weirdos? What are you talking about? Yeah, it was a good one, wasn't it? Can you do a video on the dangers of boob sweat? That's a serious issue, Grandma Cherry. Mainly over 65 men watch over 60. Is that what your analytics tell you? I love it. Oh, that cracks me up. That cracks me up. Free the tatas. They do, Gemini. They absolutely do. Yeah, fuck PG. I know. I was waiting for that. The TikTok. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for Maniac's reply. I have not heard of that. I don't know what you mean. I need more info.
Grandis, Candace, and Summer was in that vehicle. Grandis, Candace, and Summer. Right?
Right.
Candace and Grandis are lying. We know they've been. Grandma ran off. Grandass ran the hell out of there, right? She ran like hell out of there. Candace and this woman, nothing. I mean,
she ran like hell out of there. Does anybody in the chat know when she left? How many weeks later was it, y'all?
And even Grandis don't want to talk about Summer's
I'll tell you if you don't know.
In a news interview, we've seen how she was trying, just like Dawn and just like Candace, not to talk about Summer. Well, I'm going to tell you, when accidents happen, when, abductions happen, when things happen out of your control, you don't care to talk about it. You don't care to talk about it. The shit that you care to talk about, that you don't want to talk about, is things that's going to get you put in prison. When it's not an accident, is when you don't want to talk about it. When it's not an abduction, you don't want to talk about it. When it's not wandering off, you don't want to talk about it. That's all I got to say. And none of these people want to talk about it, right? They don't want to talk about it. So that tells you, that tells you you're guilty as hell right there, in my opinion. I'll tell you what happened. Candace dropped Grandma. She dropped Grandma off, as you see on the map right there. She dropped Grandma off at 110 Ben Hill Road. Jody Sue was across the street. Jody Sue's across the street. I don't think Jody Sue really knew shit yet. I think Candace dropped Grandma off at 110 Ben Hill Road. She took Summer, just her and Summer, went down to Fred's house, went down to Fred's. Obviously, blew a smoke screen up his backside that some accident happened maybe or something, and somehow got them involved, right? Somehow got them involved. Right. That's what I think. This is my opinion. Somehow got Laura and Fred involved in it. Now, that's where they ended up at. They all ended, up down at Fred's. Candace, Summer, Fred, and Laura. Possibility, maybe even Cotton. I don't know Cotton was there or not. I mean, Fred's placing Cotton on 110.
I don't remember. I don't think she put the one in here. PG did have an image. And you'll understand why I'm saying it later. She did have an image at one point. I don't remember if it was her thumbnail or not, but someone shared it in Discord where it was Summer. Summer was in that box. It was so freaking gross.
110 Ben Hill Road. But I'm afraid to tell you, Fred, Cotton was always at your house according to the neighbors around you. Yes, I have spoke to some of them. Actually, quite a few. It ain't hard to get a hold of your neighbors. And I'm going to tell you, Fred, according to these neighbors, Cotton really didn't know
I will, Maniac.
anybody as well as he knew you. He was one of your buyers. He was one of your buyers. You were a supplier and he was a buyer. And it seems like, and also Chad was a buyer and you were the supplier. And that's why these people were coming in there that day. And Chad almost got to see what I believe Cotton saw. That's what I believe. What was in the box, Fred? What did Cotton see that was in the box? Or did you tell him what was in the box? He didn't confide nothing in you about something. You confided in him about something in the box. You know what it was that's supposed to be in the box, you guys? Well, I'm going to tell you. And this isn't easy. This isn't easy. But I'm about to tell you what's supposed to have been in the box. Summer's head. Summer's head was supposed to be in the box. As Fred's collateral. As collateral for Fred. That's what I heard. I heard that they had to do that.
She heard this. It's gonna get into it. I looked up that Ren, by the way. That's fucking sick of that woman. And of course, the first one I look at is a bomb pop one. That makes me angry. But anyway, yeah, that the Ren account, that's just too much. Oh my god. Anyway, this Fred, the head and the first thing she does is run to YouTube with this because she heard a rumor. And so you run to YouTube with this speculation? Like, what the? I don't believe it happened for a second anyway, but even if you thought it happened, why wouldn't you go to law enforcement with that? No, let me go make some content out of this.
They had to do that because she wouldn't fit. She wouldn't fit. She wouldn't fit where they was wanting to put her.
Exactly.
And that's what they done. And then Fred decided to keep that part in a box for collateral. In case somebody tried.
Are you fucking kidding me, PG? Think about this for a second. Think about it. Is there one person in this case that PG has not implicated in having something to do with Summer? I'm genuinely curious. Is there one like Blue Roof Dawn maybe? Like, is there anybody? surrounding that area that she has not somehow insinuated that they have had something to do with the disappearance. And right here, she's saying, well, this little girl, exactly, Pixie, she's a little girl. There's a little girl who is missing. And you guys have written her off as gone. You've lost all hope. And now you're claiming that she wouldn't fit somewhere, so they took that part of her and put her in a box? Are you fucking kidding me?
He tries to come at him. What he's doing is he's saying, don't try to come back at me or hurt me or do anything to me, because law enforcement will end up with this box. And the story will be told. Now, I also heard that there is a certain place that law enforcement's about getting ready to look. They're getting ready to look in a certain place for the remainder of
3 years later, they're getting ready to look for this box. What do you think they're going to find there, PG? You are so sick in the head.
Summer. I don't know. This is just what I'm hearing through the grapevine. They're going to be looking. They're going to be looking at a certain place to see if it's true. I don't know. But it's to my understandings that Cotton confided into his sister and to another family member that Fred Hill had Summer's head in a box. That's what I heard. He wanted to tell someone. He was afraid to tell law enforcement. He was scared, but he needed to tell someone. And that's what he told them. Now, I don't know. You know, it sounds like that. It sounds to me like these two cases were intertwined. They were intertwined. And both of these two were victims. Both of them were victims to pure evilness on Ben Hill Road. Both of them. I've got a lot more information than just this that I've heard. Now, was the box in the cave? Was the box being held in a cave? Is that where Fred and Laura and Cotton went that night? Now, I heard that Cotton was at the night, the evening that Cotton ended up dead. I heard that, and this is someone told me this. You know, this ain't my words. This is someone close to this family's words.
This isn't her words, it's someone else, but she's the one who's out here spreading this shit. The someone else that told you this, someone else that totally verbally catfished you. God, you're so dumb. This is why I don't even get on YouTube a whole lot anymore. Just the stupidity, the chaos, the icky. I don't care if you're offended by that word. This is the icky, and it's all ick. It's so icky.
Someone told me that Cotton was at Fred's house, and he was really messed up. He was there, and he was really messed up. He had been there doing illegal substances with Fred and Laura. And I heard that he left. And I heard that Laura and Fred followed him. I heard they followed him.
I think so.
No, let me take that back.
Oh,
Fred followed the car. Laura was driving Cotton's car. Here's what they said.
Okay.
Laura was driving Cotton's car with Cotton because he was too messed up to drive. Fred was following the car. Laura was driving Cotton's car. And Cotton, they had parked his car beside his mother's grave. They parked the car beside his mother's grave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, this is just
and he said he told Laura to go on and leave, that he was going to walk the rest of the way home. And he didn't make it home. He did not make it home. That's what I heard. Now, here's what I think. I think he was at Fred's house.
Did you all follow that? Did you all follow that? Did anybody follow that? So, in the delivery of this item, Cotton didn't make it home. I could not even come up with a timeline that would make any of this even plausible. It is so, let's just pin something on a dead man. Something that we don't even know if it actually happened or not. We're just going to put it on the dead guy. So sick. So sick.
I think they were getting all messed up. I think that Laura did drive Cotton's car and Fred followed as if they were helping him. And I think they went to Laurel Run Park and wanted him to bring them the box out of that cave. And when they got up to that cave,
they wanted the box. Got a message from Emily D. Baker. What did she post? Anyway, what? You can't even make this up for like the worst fiction horror story ever. This scenario that she just came up with. Like,
They got up to the cave, and even law enforcement said that they felt that more than one person was there that did this to Cotton. More than one. They felt that one person couldn't have done the damage that was done to Cotton Simpson. They felt that there was 2 people.
so who did it? Fred and
Well,
Laura?
Laura was driving this vehicle. Fred was following. Who else?
So now Fred and Laura, on top of taking possession of Cotton's box, they have now are the ones that have done something to Cotton.
Would he have been with? He wasn't with nobody else. They were the 2 with him that evening when he met his destination, right? To the other side. That's what I understand. So I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
Well, there is evidence that his case is a homicide. There is evidence that he did have what Fred was selling in his system.
Where's the evidence that his case is a homicide? Where is it? Besides somebody DM'd you, emailed you, PM'd you, sent a carrier pigeon to you, where's the evidence?
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence law enforcement has where Fred, where Fred's concerned. Absolutely. Possible they got Laura's fingerprints off the steering wheel. Maybe found some of her hair inside the vehicle. I don't know. I don't know what all. I don't know what all evidence they got. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, when a man couldn't, how are you going to show receipts? Put a 1 in the chat. Please put a 1 in the chat. If anyone's ever came and told you a secret. If anyone's ever came and told you a secret and asked you not to tell it, like something not good, and they asked you not to tell it. Maybe they wrecked the vehicle. Maybe someone was touching them inappropriately and they were trying to confide in you. Maybe they stole something. If someone's ever confided in you with a secret, please put a 1 in the chat. Oh, here we go. Absolutely.
If someone ever confided in me that they had a missing child's head in a box, I'm not keeping that a secret, Prayer Garden. That's not a secret anyone keeps. This lady is so delusional. Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if Prayer Garden is disgusting.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to tell you. How can you show a receipt on that? How are you going to show a receipt on it? You ain't going to show no receipt on something someone confided in you. There's no receipt to show. They told you, you didn't think about recording it. You didn't think about pulling out a tape recorder, did you?
So that's her receipt. This person was told in confidence this secret. So it has to be true, right? Has to be true.
No, you didn't think about pulling a tape recorder out and recording it. You listen to them. You just listen to them. There's no receipt to show when people tell you stuff like this, right? There's nothing to show. I can't show a receipt because the 2 people that Cotton told this to, they don't have no receipt. They don't have no recording of Cotton telling them that. They didn't think they didn't think he was going to end up the way he did. They didn't ever think for 5 seconds he would end up unalived. I mean, this is stuff you don't think about. You don't think about that. I wouldn't have thought about it.
Your ass is bold enough to come on here and say a missing child's head is severed from her body and in a box that was in the possession of multiple people, but you can't say the fucking word murdered. You have to say unalived. Okay.
Thought about it. I would have thought to tape record someone that's telling me a secret. I wouldn't be expecting something bad to happen to them, but in today's world, hey, I guess you got to record everything, right? You got to record everything in case something does happen to the person. Because in today's world, you need receipts. You got to have receipts for everything.
Me too.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
For Summers.
I don't think Cotton was paranoid of the whales. I think Cotton was paranoid of what he had seen. I think Cotton was paranoid of what he may have, the secret he may have been keeping with Fred Hill. Because why would they end up inside of a cave? Why would they end up inside of a cave? Of all places, a cave. And, I really don't need no receipts because I'll tell you why. Fred Hill had to take a polygraph. He took a polygraph and he failed it miserably, right? He failed it. Inconclusive. He failed. He did not pass that lie detector test at all. At all, you guys.
What was that word she just said? Inconclusive.
I really don't need no receipts because I'll tell you why. Fred Hill had to take a polygraph. He took a polygraph and he failed it miserably, right? He failed it. Inconclusive. He failed. He did not pass that lie detector test at all.
I don't know
you
my
guys.
words,
He did not
so
pass.
I'm not shaming her.
I think they should ask Laura to take one. I really believe that Hawkins County law enforcement should ask Laura to take a lie detector test, right? I have turned it in. And yes, I did suggest that Laura.
Does anybody believe for 1 second she turned this into anyone besides YouTube?
Take a lie detector test, absolutely, upon this particular issues, right? I tell you another
Fuck yourself, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you as well.
With Blippi on that last sentiment. With Blippi on that last sentiment. Oh my gosh. And this is the chaos. This is the icky on the streets. There's so much more than that, y'all. So much more. Failed miserably. Inconclusive. I know. Like I said, I'm not making fun of her for it because I jump on my words a lot too. I get it. It just makes me laugh. Makes me laugh when others do it. So it's so gross out there. And when I seriously, on a serious note though, when I made that comment in nonsenses about becoming a circus and that it's also icky, this is a part of it. Watching Quentin's case spiral into what it did, the attacks on innocent people, the things that were done to neighbors, the beratement of law enforcement, just the huge circus it became. Watching it go down, things like this shit right here go down in Summer's case. This is 3 years later, you all. I don't know what other word to use. Give me a word that's not going to offend you to describe the chaos, the circus that these people put on these babies. I don't know. If you guys have a better one, let me know. But yeah, that was a literal clown, Kate. Absolutely. Literal. But I'm gonna hop off here. It's almost 10:30. Got a busy day tomorrow. And I'm gonna try really hard either tomorrow or the next day. I have to get a lot done this week. I'll get those receipts posted of what your membership revenue went to this month. So hang in there, y'all. Hang in there. Stay safe. Turn it off. Honestly, best thing. My subscription list is getting smaller and smaller, and just not. I know this is a saying that a lot of people. It's a Bible verse, but a lot of people have heard it and stuff too. But garbage in, garbage out. It's 1,000% correct. Take in less of the garbage. It's so easy to do. There's some really, really good content creators. Like, cause I'm working. I have to have something to listen to. So I'll pop in some really good, interesting people that are, telling true crime stories. They're typically videos. They're not live streams. And I think that's the difference. Your mother's a whore. Yeah, for sure. I can't do Boston. I can do Valley Girl, but I can't do Boston. But yeah, garbage in, garbage out. So take in less of the garbage. And if you're asking yourself, is this garbage? If you have to ask yourself that, it is. Maybe this live stream was garbage to you. It very well could be. Look at all the stuff we went through. Take in less of it. Take in less of it. Because this is insanity. And so, I feel like so many get trapped in this online realm and we start to think that it's reality. Get outside. Oh my goodness, there's so much. The world is not like the online world. It's not at all. I think that so many online have lost touch with reality. That's for sure. Definitely. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Love, love.